This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Homes.com is the only place where you can find specialized neighborhood guides with the in-depth insider info home shoppers want. Very in-depth info. Want to know if there's homes for sale in the area? We've got it. How long has a home been on the market? We'll know it. Average lot size? Proximity to local parks? Of course. Insight into your neighbor's divorce? We're working on it. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Hey, it's Captain Ron, and as a Washington native, it's so important for me to work with companies who love it here just as much as I do. I want someone who calls it I-5 and not the 5, or laughs at me when I say I kind of miss the Tacoma aroma. That's why I use Pinky's Plumbing for every plumbing need I have. They're rooted in Seattle. They get Seattle. So remember, not all heroes wear capes, but in Seattle, our hometown heroes wear a big old pig on the side of their van. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
When your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the men's room.
And away we go. Welcome to the 21st Amendment season, episode number 4,457. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. Thank you. Hardeman's Road. On tap today in honor of the Seattle Seahawks making it to the NFC Championship game. Today, we will sit and spin with 10 songs featuring Michael McDonald. We will play Profile This, plus headlines, men's room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack, drink it, John.
All right, here we go. A bridge in Spokane gets mad and peels the top off a double-decker bus. Meanwhile, because of the quick action of a line cook, his career gets a big plus. A woman in China has to apologize to her cheating husband for 15 straight days. After break-in, I learned that collecting Pokemon cards, it actually pays. And because of a TikTok challenge, one man is facing felony charges. Not worth it. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, there's the joke out there that we've all heard when they say everything in Australia is out to kill you. Well, it's supposed to be a joke, but it might be true. In 48 hours, 2 days, there were 4 separate shark attacks. 4 in 2 days. So I know what you're thinking. You're probably like me. All right. Well, don't get in the water. Just stay on the beach. Well, suit yourself. We stay in Australia, where the body of a 19-year-old woman was discovered on the beach, surrounded by 12 dingoes. Now, authorities, they say they cannot confirm the cause of death, but again, I think we should just repeat, she was surrounded by 12 dingoes. And they say, listen, she could have been murdered. She may have drowned or washed up on the beach. I'm just going to say it again. And she was surrounded by 12 dingoes. Now, a little up and to the left, if you're looking at the map in India, a single elephant is responsible for the deaths of 22 people and injuring dozens more. Do you know why? Yes, that's right. Apparently, the elephant is in its mating phase, so it should calm down in about a week or two. That's what authorities are telling people. That's very, very comforting. Apparently, mating season lasts 15 to 20 days, and in that time, the male elephants that weigh anywhere from 3 to 7 tons, for whatever reason, they just want to kill everything. That is not a female elephant. Now, in a less violent animal news story, they're calling it a first. A coyote swam across San Francisco Bay to Alcatraz. Now, most experts, they didn't even think it was possible. But that's actually what the coyote did. In related news that they're not mentioning, there is currently a wild coyote loose on Alcatraz Island. So that's the thing. They're like, man, we had it on video. Then we went to the spot where it was. Yeah, we can't find it. So I just want to point out there's a very angry, very hungry coyote roaming around Alcatraz Island. Oh, and on Saturday, I don't know if you guys heard this. On Saturday, as far as a disastrous animal attack, 53 tourists from San Francisco were viciously assaulted by 53 Seahawks. And I'm telling you, the carnage was absolutely awful. They had it on film, and this carnage lasted for like 3 hours. They even re-showed it later. It was one of the most brutal dismantlings of human beings by a group of birds that the world has seen in quite some time. But look, not every animal encounter has to be brutal or bad. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's just weird, and that's what we're talking about today. We've talked about you fighting animals or animals that terrified you, and maybe that is your story. But today, we're just going for the interesting animal encounter, and that's exactly what today's question is, brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration. We want to know, good or bad, what was your most interesting experience with an animal?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. Send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com, and now watch the show live on YouTube at KISW Rock.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
At Homes.com, we do whatever it takes to get you the in-depth info on local schools you won't find anywhere else. Things like student-teacher ratio, test scores, and school programs. And sometimes that requires attending school recitals. So many recitals.
That's my son. Isn't he terrific?
Yeah, a real prodigy. Homes.com.
Ding dong.
We've done your homework.
Roots. Where you're from matters. What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. And I may be from the East Coast, but my roots are deep here in Seattle. Over 20 years deep. Just like our pals at Pinky's Plumbing. They're rooted in Seattle, just like me. And speaking of roots, tree roots are the biggest danger to your sewers and cost you thousands. So let your hometown heroes, Pinky's, get to the root of your plumbing problems. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
When your mama backs up and things get stinky, call Pinkies.
There are few things more fascinating than a child's imagination. You'll see it in the castles, the cities, and the spaceships they build, turning a few blocks into entire universes. Lego sets get to be a part of that from the very beginning. It's not just a toy, it's a creative building journey that grows alongside your child. Starting play as early as 1.5 with Lego Duplo, then transitioning to the smaller Lego bricks. And suddenly, those simple builds turn into detailed structures. That's the magic of Lego bricks. You're not just watching them play, you're watching their imagination expand. Learn more and start building today with Lego bricks.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
All the shows, away we go. Welcome to the 21st Amendment season, episode number 4,457. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. Once again, we'll sit and spin. We are Seattle Seahawk inspired today.
Yes, indeed.
As they move on to the NFC Championship game right here in Seattle. Ted, I know you probably looked at the price of tickets. Where are they sitting this week for the game?
I saw one earlier that seemed affordable. That was still like $5-6.
Okay.
$500 or $600.
Yeah.
Where in the stadium are you sitting?
Oh, you're up top.
Okay. All right.
It'll be
But
interesting.
still, you have a seat. You're not in the standing area.
That was somebody That was somebody just saying, "Hey, I have an extra one."
Okay. All right. So not the worst thing in the world, but geez, a whiz. That's out of touch for most people.
Yeah, I mean, for a single ticket, but the flip side is if you go to the Super Bowl, that
No.
$400 to $600 sounds real good.
Now, I'm a season ticket holder. Let's say that. Do I purchase these tickets? How much are they for a season ticket holder?
I think the price might be about the same, but you get first dibs. So the difference is like, look, this is going to sell out. Of that, there's no question. But as a season ticket holder, we come to you first to say,
right, you want this.
And here's the thing.
You want this.
You need to make your decision now.
Right, because the cheapest one on Ticketmaster now is $760.
All right. And it's only going to get worse as the week goes on.
Oh, yeah, they're
It's
not
only
going down.
It's only Tuesday. So there you go. But in honor of Mike McDonald, who has only been in Seattle for
someone
2 years.
here says 800 for nosebleeds is what I heard. It was 500 last week, so it's already clicking.
It's hard. Yeah, it's going. It's going to. You're right. It's going to keep going up.
And you're playing a divisional rival, so they can juice you for a few extra dollars there.
And what you don't know about Mike McDonald, not only is he a great coach, but he has done some amazing collaborations through the years with various artists.
You can look it up.
Yeah.
Just type in his name.
We got 10 songs that feature Michael McDonald.
How perfect.
On Set and Spin. He's one of those guys that bounces around, likes to collaborate with a number of different musicians, different bands.
Are these all collaborations, or are there any just straight doobie stuff? Or is this him?
But you got to remember,
teaming
the Doobies weren't just Michael McDonald.
They were, Miles.
He came in and came out of that band. Just like he did with Steely Dan.
Yeah, true.
So, I mean, he was a member for an album or two, and then maybe a few more with Steely Dan. But he just bounced around. That's what Michael McDonald does. I don't even think he's got a home.
You're right.
He doesn't have a band, doesn't have a home. He obviously was a very successful solo artist.
Yes.
As well. But he teamed up with a lot of different people. Like you think about, Van Halen, 1984. You say, what the hell does that have to do with Michael McDonald? Well, he wrote I'll Wait, which was one of the biggest songs on the album.
Are you being serious?
Other than Jump. Yeah. If you listen to the song, it's a Michael McDonald song.
I can
I'll wait.
He wrote the song.
Yes.
Seriously.
Yes.
God damn.
It's Michael McDonald.
Jesus, man.
I know. You can't get away from
Guys
it.
everywhere.
I know.
He's an amazing artist. I mean, honestly, it's unreal.
Van Halen.
Yeah.
No, now that you say that and I know the song, it's like he could have, he absolutely could have sang that song.
Yeah, it's a keyboard-driven song.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
He wrote the whole thing.
Jesus Christ.
Michael McDonald.
There's nothing the man can't do.
Unbelievable. Sit and Spin coming up for you at 4:30. As we have 10 songs, some collaborations, some with bands, featuring Michael McDonald. And you would have to say that out of all the yacht rock artists, he is probably at least the fans' choice as far as being the king of that genre.
guy.
I'm not saying that there aren't other yacht rock bands out there that have done well, but when it comes to just one guy that you can put a finger on and say, look, this is our captain for this team. This is the captain of the ship.
He's the guy. There's no question
Michael
about it,
McDonald.
man.
If you don't have the captain's hat on, man.
Well, and he's in so many of them.
Yeah, he's like the MVP. He might not be the Heisman Trophy winner. He may not have won MVP. He might not be the Super Bowl winner, but he's easily the most popular guy out there.
Yeah, and a lot of people lose it. They just, over time, whatever. Voice changes, you can't hit the notes. Michael McDonald can still do it. He's in that range where anything he does now, if you ever saw him in concert, I saw him at White River, which was amazing because he came out.
Solo?
No, he came out with Steely Dan.
Oh, okay.
Which was badass. You're like, he opened the show.
All right.
And
then what, rejoined them again?
Because he used to do some Motown crap and all that crap. Then he goes out and, does the catalog that he's got with Steely Dan. It was just like, this is amazing.
God damn.
This is amazing. It was like a Tuesday night. I'm like, I'm going. Like half the time on a Tuesday night, White River, I'm like, nah, that's going to be a tough day the next day. So I don't do that. But that show, I was like, yes, we are definitely going. And I went with Ronnie, which was just a complete disaster.
That'd be interesting.
That was very interesting.
I got to say this, though. Michael McDonald's another one, right? I only knew him growing up from, Doobie Brothers stuff.
Sure.
He did commercials for, I want to say, AT&T or something.
Yeah. Something like that.
Right? He's just another guy. Frankly, I was surprised he was white.
Oh, he
Michael
says
just the way his voice sounds and everything else. He just sounds so soulful.
He's a popular Bobby Caldwell.
Correct. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Right. I was like, that's the guy.
Well, you got to remember, man, back in the day, as far as the shows were concerned, you had American Bandstand, they would put anybody on. Dick Clark, if you had a hit song, you would do that. But when you're in the realm of Soul Train or performing at
was the one white dude that would
Apollo Theater, or being on What's Happening.
Yeah.
Or whatever the deal was.
Yes.
Michael McDonald
the creme de la creme.
He got the black pass.
Was being on What's Happening.
Like Eminem.
Not being invited to the Apollo.
Yeah.
No. Not being the one white dude on Slow Train.
Him and Shirley did a duet.
When What's Happening reached out, like, hey, guys.
Seriously.
We've done it.
I mean, wouldn't you think, like, oh, my God, like, here I am on the front of Jet Magazine.
Right.
What is going on with McDonald's? Set and Spin coming up at 4:30. And today we're going to talk about animal encounters, whether they be good or bad. What was your most interesting experience with an animal? We've all had different experiences with various animals in our lifetime, be it pets, be it other people's strange pets. You had the friend that had the monkey that would not like it if anyone laughed.
I interacted with that thing once, and once a bitch slapped her and lost its mind, I'm like, I'm out. Because they had warned,
That's it.
do not laugh in front of the monkey, which just seemed, looking back, maybe because monkeys, you know, if you show teeth, it's a sign of aggression. When they show teeth, depending on the primate, either it's aggression or they feel very nervous and uncomfortable. Either way, showing your teeth is not positive. I did not know that then. They just said, don't laugh in front of the monkey, which makes me wonder, a quick side note, if you were toothless and you laugh, is it the laugh or is it the teeth?
Well,
Anyway,
depending on the animal. Yeah.
She
if
had
you show
warned-
teeth, that's a sign of aggression.
She had warned, you know, just don't laugh, which is such a weird thing to say because I prefer to laugh over any other thing that I could do. Laugh is always good. Anyway, we're sitting at our dining room table. I'm the one who said something stupid, not even like hilarious. It was just kind of a quick chuckle. And she's the one that owns the monkey. So she chuckles. And keep in mind, we're at a dining room table, so it's a long, you know, kind of, I'm on one side, she's on the other. She chuckles, and you kind of, I can't explain it. You like feel the air get sucked out of the room, and this little teeny tiny ass like spider monkey just looks at her, and it looks pissed, right? But just looks directly at her. And there's maybe 5 seconds where nothing's happening because we don't know exactly what this thing's going to do, and it's just weird. So you're staring at the monkey, you're staring at the chick Cecily that owned it. And then lightning fast, this little teeny tiny, like itty bitty Barbie doll size hand, just fast as you could be, man, just bitch slaps her. And it made so much noise with that little hand. Like, you know it hurt. It's just pow, right? Just like, oh my God. And then this thing starts freaking out. So me and a couple other buddies, like, look, I'm out, man. Like, I don't know what to do. And monkeys freak me out, especially an angry monkey. That's not behind the cage.
Maybe on one of those slap-offs or whatever they call that stuff.
Oh, you were slapping each other?
Yeah.
That monkey, that monkey would take down the rock. This thing, and I can't explain, they are so small and stupid looking and bony, but they're much stronger than you think. And I'm telling you, his hand is like, I don't know, like one of the tall G.I. Joe size things, but just the speed and the viciousness, because like it meant it.
Right.
He had like the pimp slap. Surprised you didn't put like baby powder.
I was going to say, powder it up.
But yeah, bitch slapped her and then just lost his ass. And I'm like, I'm out of here, man. I don't know what to do with this.
When I was in Boy Scouts, one of the guys in our troop, Robbie Russell, all right, he had a farm, and he lived pretty far out. So we were supposed to be I don't know if we were going rafting in the morning or whatever the deal was, but we had to get up early. And so I was going to stay at Robbie's house that night because his dad was assistant scoutmaster. He's going to drive down in the morning. It was just easier because he was kind of out of the way.
Yeah.
So we could just leave in the morning. So I go over there to Robbie's house. Robbie's on a farm again, and he's got to go in. He's got to feed all the animals when we get home, and then he goes and he feeds this turkey, his pet turkey. Mm-hmm. Now he'd had this thing for 5 or 6 years.
Is this Goober?
Yes,
Goober. Yeah,
and Goober was a big turkey, like he almost looked like an emu. It was like a minute.
They don't stop growing. Is that correct?
Especially
like as long as they live, they just in the wild.
They keep getting bigger.
All right,
and this thing walks out of the pen. And I'm like, my God, man, what is that? You know, like, because I'm a kid. I'm like, what is that, an ostrich? And he's like, no, it's a turkey, dumbass. And I'm like, that's a turkey? Because I'm used to, you know.
What you see on Thanksgiving.
Turkey in the oven.
Yeah, it's already done.
Giant bird, right? He's like, no, come in. The turkey's fine. I'm like, I don't know, man.
You're scared of the turkey?
Well, I'm also 5 feet tall.
Yeah.
Or whatever I am at the time. And the turkey's just as tall as I am. So what the turkey does is it comes up to you, it leans into you, and then it puts its neck and its head on your shoulders and just rests it there.
Do you feel like the little giblet thing individually?
Yes, like the head is heavy,
yeah.
But that's just how the turkey shows affection or whatever the deal is. So,
but we all knew that.
He's just like, just stand still, man. I'll come out and give you a hug. And I was like, and I'm looking at this turkey, you know, and I'm a kid. I'm like, this is insane. Well, long story short, a year or two later, this turkey dies.
How old was it, do you know?
I don't know. I just remember that Robbie wasn't in school for a couple days.
Because of Goober.
Because his turkey died. And, I no one did not know why he was there. But, Robbie came up to me the morning he came back from school, and he said, hey, man, Goober died. And I was like, your turkey died? And he's like, yeah. And I could just see his eyes start to well up. And, I was like, man, that sucks, because it was actually cool hanging out with a turkey for a little while. I know that sounds really strange.
Yes, it does.
It's an interesting animal experience. I only know them, with a little button that pops up when they're done.
That's it, man.
So he was domestic, though.
Yeah.
So he could have been up to 10.
Well,
10 years old and wild.
No. Wild ones only live 3 to 5. Domestic turkeys live longer.
Does it say how big they might get up to? I'm just trying to picture the sheer size. And look, like most people, if you live on a farm, whatever, I get it. I have seen turkeys on a farm, but they're still the rough size, once you defeather them and all that you would eat on Thanksgiving. I've just never seen a 5-foot tall turkey.
Well, and that was it. I did not realize. I figured, you live on a farm. And yes, there are numerous kinds of animals at Robbie's place. For an example, he had 3 or 4 pigs, but one was his buddy.
Right.
They're huge, and they are very, very friendly. I did not understand that. I just figured it's pigs.
Yeah, when you're a kid, you don't know.
They do their own thing. Not you're going to follow me around everywhere I go and, snort at me and smell me the entire way around. I was being followed around by a pig because we had to go out and make the rounds.
Yeah.
So, and then he had a mule, and the mule was the same way.
Mules are awesome.
Follow you around. Roosters would do, chickens. It was just these are all pets. It was like Animal Farm.
Did they eat any of them?
I believe they did, but I don't know that Robbie had that knowledge. I think they ate the chickens.
I was saying they're not telling Robbie. If Robbie's that close to them, you're not telling them, hey, that's Denise.
I don't know. I'm sure they slaughtered a pig.
Yeah, it depends on how many you have. I've known people that have had cattle.
All right.
And they make no bones about it, right? Eventually those animals will die and you'll eat them.
Yeah.
But I think if you only have one pet turkey, he probably just stays a pet.
Right.
Well, do you think a kid can tell the chickens apart? So say I have 12 chickens, all right? And for whatever reason, he's named 3 of them. If we eat the 3 that he's named, will he know?
I don't know.
I would think so.
Really?
It's just a matter of seeing them every day. Me and you would see 5 chickens, but if that kid's out there every day, he sees 3 he knows.
So
if we had chickens, say you and I, we have a dozen chickens, all right? We name each one of them. We have 18 months with these chickens, okay? And we see them every day, we feed them, whatever. 6 of them are being served for dinner. Do you think you could walk out there, look at the rest of the chickens, and tell me at least 5 out of the 6 that we're definitely eating?
Yeah, I think if I was with them every day, you would just know.
Okay.
So, with Taryn, can we eat one of her chickens? I know they lay their egg-laying chickens, but can we eat them? I know a fox would. A coyote would. But, are they something that we could consume? Is there a difference between,
an egg layer
a
and
milk
meat
cow and a meat cow?
Right.
I just know the rooster meat is tougher.
Sure, I've heard that.
So you got to you can still butcher them and eat them, but, I don't know, my buddy used them in, a soup.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, here's another
slow
one.
cook.
So he had a mule, donkey, whatever the hell it was. All right. And another very friendly animal.
Mm-hmm.
But this one would come up to the fence, and it was much taller than we are. And what I did not realize was that for whatever reason, I don't know if it was his in particular, but when they walk up to you, they look you up and down, and then when they look at you, they make eye contact.
Yeah.
Then they open their mouth and smile with their big ass teeth, like, hi, how you doing? Like hee-haw.
But is that what they're doing, or they're being aggressive?
No.
They are being happy.
They just come up and smile at you.
Okay.
After they check you out and realize that you're not a threat.
Okay.
And then for the rest of the time, when you're petting them, man, their teeth are out like, ha, how you doing?
See, Pokey never smiled at me, but we just got each other. I cannot explain it. Me and this donkey, man, for whatever reason, it sounds stupid, we hit it off. Never smiled, but we were absolute buds, man. He would absolutely lay his head on my shoulder and all that. And the owner, this guy Frank, who we've known forever, I just didn't know he had a donkey at the time. He's like, Pokey really likes you, man. I'm like, I really like Pokey. I can feel his vibe, man. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, we're buddies. If reincarnation is real, we were probably bosom buddies back in the day. I don't know what it is. I've never met a donkey before, but I like Pokey. Yeah. I found out years later the Pokey died. And it bugged me. And it's just it was like a side thing my mom brought up. She's talking about everything in the family, everything going on. She's like, oh. And, Frank Moore's Pokey died. And I just I was silent. She's like, Are you okay? I said, look, man, I know it sounds ridiculous. I like that donkey, man. I just feel terrible. That is donkey. And I don't feel bad for Mr. Moore, who owned the donkey. I'm saying I feel bad that the world lost a good donkey.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. That donkey was awesome. Gave his shirt off his back as he wore clothes.
Well, if you're not used to
he's domesticated.
If you're not used to anything other than dogs or cats,
right?
Anytime anyone has a different animal, it's fascinating. Like my dad used to have a parrot for a number of years. I think he lost it in a divorce, but the parrot's name was BB, Bird Brain, and he was clipped, so he did not fly around the apartment, but he'd walk everywhere. He'd hop up and down the steps.
Sure.
He would jump up onto the couch and then crawl up on your shoulder, and that's where he wanted to be. And my dad would tell me, look, man, sometimes he's okay. Other times he's just going to turn and he's going to take a chunk out of your ear.
But do not get on my shoulder.
And I was like, well, but things are going good. You know what I mean? The bird's he's fine. He pooped on my shoulder a couple times. That's it.
I understand that.
That's it.
But he's just chilling.
But at one point in time, man, he turned and he about pierced my earlobe. I mean, he hit it. I mean, blood's just running down the side of my face. And just like, I am never putting that thing on my shoulder again because it just hurt like hell.
Yeah.
I was just like,
once you tell me that, like if you said, hey, Ted, I'm going to set you up on a blind date, and she's really cool, and affectionate, out of nowhere, though, she might physically attack you. Like, to me, no.
Right. Because I just asked my dad about that last time I saw him. I was like, man, whatever happened to that parrot? They lived forever. He's like, lost BB in the divorce, man. It's like, it was his wife's parrot first.
Oh, okay.
And once you make that connection, unless somebody passes, it's very difficult to break that bond. So whoever the guy is, the girl is, they are it. They are everything.
But the thrill's right, though. Like, I have a buddy, like, we can't go to his house.
Because
he has one dog that gets worked up and will bite people.
But he gets excited or he's just not happy?
I don't know. But, like,
do you care about the dog bite? In the end, you're just bitten and you're bleeding.
But you're right, because he's always like, well, you can kind of come over, this and that. But it's kind of like you with that bird. I'm like, I don't know. And it's not a small dog, so if it's going to bite people, like, I don't think it's worth the risk.
No.
How many friends of his has the dog bit?
I think it's bitten one. But I don't know. It's just annoying because he built a bar in his basement.
So you want to go over there?
I want to go over there. But
Can't we put the dog in a room or something like that for a little while?
I don't know. It's his wife's dog. I don't know. No. I just know we haven't gone over there yet to Chris at this bar. I'm like, how long are you keeping this dog?
Yeah, and that's the problem.
Right? Like, you built this to host people.
Good or bad, what was your most interesting experience with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
At Homes.com, we do whatever it takes to get you the in-depth info on local schools you won't find anywhere else. Things like student-teacher ratio, test scores, and school programs. And sometimes that requires attending school recitals. So many recitals.
That's my son. Isn't he terrific?
Yeah, a real prodigy. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Roots. Where you're from matters. What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. And I may be from the East Coast, but my roots are deep here in Seattle. Over 20 years deep. Just like our pals at Pinky's Plumbing. They're rooted in Seattle, just like me. And speaking of roots, tree roots are the biggest danger to your sewers and cost you thousands. So let your hometown heroes, Pinkies, get to the root of your plumbing problems. PinkiesPlumbing.com.
When plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinkies.
There are few things more fascinating than a child's imagination. You'll see it in the castles, the cities, and the spaceships they build, turning a few blocks into entire universes. Lego sets get to be a part of that from the very beginning. It's not just a toy, it's a creative building journey that grows alongside your child. Starting play as early as 1.5 with Lego Duplo, then transitioning to the smaller Lego bricks. And suddenly, those simple builds turn into detailed structures. That's the magic of Lego bricks. You're not just watching them play, you're watching their imagination expand. Learn more and start building today with Lego bricks.
Did you know that you can buy your car completely online on AutoTrader? Really? Just visit autotrader.com, filter and search through dealer listings for the car you want, make, model, color, and all the features that matter to you. Go ahead, Get picky. Whether you're into subcompacts with heated cup holders, crossovers with all-wheel drive, pickups with kicking sound systems, or SUVs that can survive whatever chaos your kids unleash, just drop in your info and you'll only see cars in your budget. Really. Once you find your one and only, you can do the whole deal online and have the car delivered to your driveway. Or you can pick it up at the dealership and drive your new ride right off the lot. Really. AutoTrader makes it easy to buy your car online because the whole process is designed around your wants and must-haves. AutoTrader. Buy your car online. Really.
This is the mighty 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
From our friends of Row Bible, Australia has historically trailed only the U.S. when it comes to the countries that record the most shark attacks on an annual basis.
All right.
Summer's in full swing down under, and officials in one state have told people looking to cool off, go to the pool. Go to the pool. After 4 bites were recorded in the span of just 2 days. I believe there has been a 5th attack.
I think I read that earlier.
The story came out.
And it would have been the 5th attack in 4 days, I believe.
International Shark Attack File, which I did not know exist, released its report concerning the unprovoked incidents that were documented in 2025. However, based on the data compiled by the Shark Research Institute, it appears there was a rise in the number of people bit compared to the previous year, close to 60 worldwide. In 2024, it was 47. Now, the U.S. Normally reigns supreme on that particular front, but there is a chance Australia could end up seizing the crown based on the number of the aforementioned institute tracked in 2025. At least 20 shark attacks were recorded in its waters compared to the 17 in the United States, up from 9.
You think there's competition, like friendly competition? The Australian sharks and the U.S. sharks, like, hey, mate, what's your bite total up to? Oh, 17. Hey, we're doing 20.
Well, they
I
say
didn't realize
that,
who led the world.
Well, Florida, New Smyrna Beach.
New Smyrna Beach, and is it Venice Beach, or what's the one? There's one in California.
Maybe like Huntington Beach, somewhere down there. According to The Guardian, officials in New South Wales are grappling with a spate of attacks that began when a 12-year-old boy suffered critical injuries to both of his legs after being bitten in Sydney Harbor on January the 18th. An 11-year-old boy in DY was scared but unscathed when another shark chomped on his surfboard on the 19th. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for a 27-year-old surfer who suffered what were described as life-changing injuries after being bitten on the leg in Manly on the same day. The trend continued the next day as a 39-year-old surfer who was catching waves off the shore of Limesburners Creek National Park hospitalized with injuries again. Officials say this: bull sharks are likely responsible for all 4 of the incidents because they've been having heavy rains and the water is murky and brackish.
And I want to say they're more aggressive.
I want to say they're the most aggressive shark, and they have the strongest bite, I believe.
I believe Jaws was a bull shark initially.
The real one?
The one that swam up the river in New Jersey and started eating people who were swimming on the docks there. According to Stephen Pierce of the water safety group, Surf Life Saving, if anyone is thinking of heading into the surf this morning anywhere along the northern beaches, please think again. We have poor water quality that's conducive to bull shark activity. We have 2 people critically injured in hospitals as of this morning. Please just go to the local pool.
Damn.
So our question, good or bad, what was your most interesting experience with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
I would heed that warning.
Look,
Yes.
Even if that wasn't going on in Australia, just my opinion of it from what I've heard, I'm going to the pool or I'm staying on the beach.
Correct.
That's just me. You know, I don't know, man.
I don't know what's worse, swimming in murky ocean water or swimming in it when it's clear and you can see all the things that are around you and coming at you.
Clear.
Well, clear,
man.
But you see a lot of shadows. You see a lot of things.
You do.
You don't understand what's down there.
Right. But murky, I don't know. I prefer to at least see what's around me. Not that it's going to make any difference on the outcome of my existence, but I prefer.
Well, fish will bump into you all the time in the Atlantic.
Sure.
So if you're in the water 2-3 feet of water, you'll get knocked by something.
Oh,
I mean, hell, I've stepped on a stingray before, and it took both my feet out from under me in Clearwater, Florida. And I was a kid. I was 5-6 years old, just stepped on the damn thing. It took off, but it flapped its crap, and I was like, what in the sand flew up everywhere? I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. Just this big-ass
Watch where you step, kid.
Well, they kind of bury themselves in the sand.
By the way, I'm going to start saying bull shark when I don't believe someone.
It's not a bad call.
Bull shark. Just to freak him out for a second. Hello, Jake. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, how's it going?
Hola.
So horses. Horses hate me for some reason. I've never had a good experience with a horse.
How many interactions have you had with a horse where you're confident that this is true?
I used to work on a horse ranch.
Okay.
I grew up in northern Nevada. Everybody's got horses. I have been bit by a horse. I had a little kid. When I was a little kid, they ate my hair. I've been kicked by a horse. Knocked out by a horse because I was cleaning its stall and it just walked up behind me and headbutted me, and I was out cold.
Wow.
Dang.
I can honestly say, I don't know what I did. The horses hate me.
Has a horse ever put you in a reverse chokehold? I mean, at this point, it seems like they're breaking out things people wouldn't even know. So what is the worst that you've dealt with? If you had to do one again, would it be the kick, the bite, or the headbutt?
Probably rather be bit, because that was just like, it hurt, but not that much. Kicking was probably the worst. I was like, that knocked the wind out of me, and I was on the ground for like 2 hours, it felt like.
Oh, Jesus. And when they bite you, do they let go, or is it one quick bite?
That was like a quick bite. I was trying to feed it, and I had my hand out flat, and it just kind of bit down on my fingers, and I pulled it out. I was like, oh, no.
So do you think the bite was intentional, or it just kind of misjudged?
Probably just a misjudge, but in my head, I'm thinking it knew me.
So would you work with horses again?
You know, yes and no. I feel like I should learn how to ride a horse. I've never ridden one. But in the same ride, I'm like, that thing will kill me probably.
So you worked around horses for all these years. You said you grew up in northern Nevada where, as we know, horses are plentiful, but you never rode one? I mean, to me, the only thing about, and look, I have nothing against horses. I don't care about them one way or another, but to me, the only interesting interaction with a horse, for me personally, would be to ride it. Like, I don't want to feed it because I don't want to actually get bitten. I don't want to stand behind a bitch because I certainly do not want to be kicked. I cannot control it headbutting me, but like, other than riding a horse, I don't see any particular appeal of a horse.
Yeah, and I worked on the ranch because it was a job, and I was 16, so it was like, that's a job I can do. A lot of manual labor. I mean, it wasn't just working with horses. I was doing a lot of other stuff, you know, landscaping and such, but fences.
So did you start getting nervous, though, when they're like, hey, today we got to do stuff with the horses? Like, was it already in your head like, oh, no?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so much. Like, can you get up?
See,
well for me.
I would think to me, the most dangerous thing would be to shave down the hooves on a horse.
Yeah.
With a file, you know, because you got the leg up, and then you're going to hammer. And I know they can't feel it, but just the idea of holding a horse's leg up, filing that crap down, knowing that it's in proximity to your body and your face, and then hammering a shoe on there. Like, if I'm going to get kicked, I'm going to get kicked with a metal horseshoe on an animal that weighs, 2,000 pounds, 1,000 pounds.
And I feel like the guy doing that, the blacksmith's always like sitting down next to it.
Yeah.
So even if it kicks out,
well,
that's probably why he's sitting
it would still terrify me.
You're not wrong. I mean, look, horses are massive.
Yeah.
And if you don't deal with them, you're kind of shocked how big they are in person. But I don't know. When I was a kid, one of our babysitters took care of horses at a place.
Yeah.
My main thing was always, I just don't walk behind them.
Yeah, don't walk behind them.
Oh, they'll pee on you too, females.
What?
It comes out like a garden hose out of the backside.
Do not kink shame a horse, all right? Just real quick. So what is the worst injury you saw someone take while you were working with horses?
It was probably somebody who just got bucked off a horse. They were trying to just ride it, and the horse was like, no, I'm not getting ridden today. And she got messed up pretty bad, sprained her neck, knocked unconscious, pretty beat up from that.
Yeah, well,
good time.
Think about Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, did he get bucked off or did he fall off?
Either way. I mean, the way he landed. It seems to me like he was thrown forward.
Okay.
So to me, that would either be the horse just stopped on a dime or decided to rear up and kick his ass off.
It is amazing how well horses can bring themselves to a stop in spite of the speed and size. And I know it's not funny, but it is funny to me. But some of those equestrian deal where they're jumping over.
Yeah.
And, like the horse is just doing the thing. And then for whatever reason, it just decides halfway through the routine, like, I'm done. And it doesn't kick the equestrian off. Like,
no.
It just stops.
My cousin used to do it.
Really?
Oh, my God. You have no idea the expense involved in that sport.
Over the weekend.
This is in West Virginia, so it's probably as cheap as it can get in all 50 states, but that doesn't mean it's still not expensive to maintain a horse.
I was talking to a woman this past weekend in Phoenix. I'm there for a volleyball tournament, and so I know her son, but she's like, oh, no, I also have a daughter. Like, does she play any sports? She's like, well, they call it a sport. Her daughter's into horses. Right. So she goes, but in addition to, she's like getting riding lessons. The whole point this woman was making is it is so expensive. But when my daughter explains what she did that day, she's like, I feel like we're paying for her to work. And she's like, every once in a while she will ride and get the lessons, but everything else they do is what this guy's talking about. Whether you're shoeing the horse, cleaning the horse, shoveling crap. And I'm like, and they charge you money for that. She's like, yeah, basically I'm paying for my daughter to pick up a shovel and scoop horse ass, and then every once in a while she can get on the back and ride it.
Good or bad, what was your most interesting experience with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Get to ride today. Today's a good day. You can ride it.
I mean, I think that's what our babysitter did. She basically just took care of the stalls and stuff.
Well, see, every time I talk to someone who works with horses, that's it, nothing about it sounds glamorous, which is fine, but also nothing about it sounds fun. It just seems expensive, and you're shoveling poop. I'm like, dude, okay. I mean, whatever rocks your boat.
And a lot of it.
A lot of it. Hello, Bob. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bichos.
Hola.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm in Worcester, Mass.
Oh, you're in Worcester?
We're dying for the Patriots to play Seattle, okay?
Hey, man, I'm confident that'll be it.
I shut it off the last time, and
Don't you guys have a nor'easter hitting you? Like tomorrow?
I used a broom today to get it off a nor'easter, please.
I was going to say, do you even care?
Did I care? No. I made the wife shovel, It was done.
All right.
Nice
work.
God. But I wanted to say, last one I bought her the T-shirt. The butler did it. Oh, you Seattle people. All right, real quick on the animal story. So we're out in my backyard down about 50 yards from the deck, and laying there in the sun out in the garden. All of a sudden, me and my wife are talking. I look over, she's gone. She's up on the deck. She's like babbling, can't even talk. Pointing, I look over, a possum drooling right on my leg.
Oh, drooling?
Well, yeah, he was rabid.
Oh, he was rabid.
She's going to be rabid.
Hey, what's that?
There we go.
Get into the cuss.
Here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio. Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now, back to the program.
East Coast words.
Did he get bitten by the rabbit possum?
I hope not.
We don't know.
I hope not. Sounds like he was just out there staring at the wife.
But it was drooling on his leg.
Or it's drooling on his leg.
Just drooling.
That's one thing about those. They're just ugly. And the teeth are pretty intimidating. And a possum is just an ugly animal. Groundhogs, not ugly.
No, they're cute, man.
There's all kinds of rodents out there running around. They're not ugly. But, man, for whatever reason, raccoons are cute. They're dangerous.
It's not for whatever reason. Possums are ugly. It is part of their genetic code. I mean, they're just... And I've said this before. We used to have the albino possum that lived in our yard. And my dog hated every animal that dared encroach on her turf. And for whatever reason, her and this possum were cool. And they would sit next to each other at night. They would just sit there. So I'd take her off the leash. And she'd run over to this possum. The possum was not intimidated by her. She was not intimidated by the possum. And they sat there like beer drinking buddies for like 20 minutes. They did not hiss at each other. She would not bark. They were completely cool. And I just never understood it. And if I walked toward my dog, the possum would hiss at me, and my dog would do nothing about it. And I'm like, dude, I don't have a problem with the possum because my dog has no problem with the possum, but the possum has a problem with me, and I don't like this. I never understood it.
Good or bad, what was your most interesting experience with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Mark. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello, hola.
Hola.
So I'm just visiting Seattle. I'm from Alaska, but love listening to you guys when we're here.
Oh, thank you, man.
Got a number of bear stories growing up in Alaska, but the best one years ago, I was going through leading up to a breakup, and I knew some funny stuff was going on, so said, I'm out of here. I'll be gone all night. And I came back at like midnight, and we had a bench on the side of our house that wasn't enclosed. It just kind of blocked us from the street. We used to put garbage cans there. So I sat on the bench and was going to wait there and see what was going to happen early morning, late night. Well, I fell asleep, and I'll never forget. I kind of was waking up. I felt like 80 grit sandpaper going up the side of my face. And then you're kind of awake and you're kind of out of it, and I'm coming to. And then I finally realized what it was, and I opened my eyes, and there was a big black bear licking my face.
Oh, okay.
It got like 2 or 3 licks in, and I'll never forget like the roughness of its tongue. I was kind of half asleep, half awake, but it was like 80 grit sandpaper going up your face.
So what do you do?
I opened my eyes, and the bear took off as fast as it could around the house and down the street, and I jumped up and was like, holy smokes. And it just took off, but it got a taste of me. It definitely tasted.
You're like a Tootsie Roll. That's all I can think. Got
Probably
2 or 3 licks.
Licking the beer off your lips.
So you said you were like born and raised in Alaska.
Yeah, well, I wasn't born there. Actually, I was born here, lived on Vashon Island until I was 12, and my parents moved us up there. They went up there fishing once or twice, and then said kids were moving to Alaska, and we went up there kicking and screaming. We didn't want to go, but I learned to love Alaska, and now I'm raising my kids.
Well, I was gonna. How many how many bear encounters do you think you've had just from living in Alaska?
25, 30.
Jesus, man.
Now, any of those involve a grizzly bear?
Oh yeah, yep. Oh yeah, yep. I've hiked a lot in the woods, so I've ran into bears many times out in the woods.
Okay. And what is it? Do you have a firearm? Are you carrying bear spray or what?
No, I don't usually carry a firearm or bear spray. I used to listen to headphones with music when I was in the woods hiking up mountains, but I don't anymore because I almost damn near ran headfirst into a bear going up a trail with it coming down the trail. I was kind of in my own world, rocking out, looking down at the ground, hiking, and literally about that. But same thing, when it saw me, it took off up the side of this hill, and it did like 4 steps to get up this whole hillside, bones, and tree branches were snapping, bushes were flying, and I was like, I'll never forget the power in the bear. I was like, holy smokes.
What's your general defense then, in your mind anyway, with the bear? If you're basically going out there unarmed and you encounter a bear, like what's your go-to move? Just hope it runs away scared or what?
Yeah, make noise. I make noise when I'm hiking, so usually they hear you coming and they're going their separate ways. They're not trying to run into you. It's usually a surprise encounter for both of you.
Okay. Well, obviously polar bears are on the water, but they're not like at Kodiak Island, right? You have to go north. Like you have to be in Nome.
No. And I live down in Juneau, so we're in the Panhandle. It's mostly black bears. We do get brown bears, but it's mostly black.
How in the hell did you even get out of Juneau? There's 10 feet of snow, then 2 more feet dumped.
It's partly cloudy and 40 degrees has never felt so good, let me tell you.
I bet, man. I was looking at the videos from Juneau. I was like, Jesus. And with that Mendenhall Glacier constantly just doing some weird crap, man.
Right.
Juneau's had a hell of a couple of years.
He's so casual about the bear thing. Man, no firearms, no bear.
No, look at my face.
Yeah, he's looking at his face.
Yeah.
Sounds like that bear's tongue is a little rough, though.
That's what I'm thinking. Ooh.
Good or bad, what was your most interesting experience with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance, too, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Huddle up. We got one play. Everything we work for comes down to this.
Quick question. Speaking of workouts, how would you rate your athletic program?
Bro, we're in the middle of the state championship.
Oh, so like a B plus then?
Dude, get out of our huddle.
Well, at Homes.com, we leave it all on the field to get you detailed information on local schools.
Off the field.
Off the field. Copy. All right, go sports.
How'd he even get in here?
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Hey, it's Captain Ron, and as a Washington native, it's so important for me to work with companies who love it here just as much as I do. I want someone who calls it I-5 and not the 5, or laughs at me when I say I kind of miss the Tacoma aroma. That's why I use Pinky's Plumbing for every plumbing need I have. They're rooted in Seattle. They get Seattle. So remember, not all heroes wear capes, but in Seattle, our hometown heroes wear a big old pig on the side of their van. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
When your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinkies.
There are few things more fascinating than a child's imagination. You'll see it in the castles, the cities, and the spaceships they build, turning a few blocks into entire universes. Lego sets get to be a part of that from the very beginning. It's not just a toy, it's a creative building journey that grows alongside your child. Starting play as early as 1.5 with Lego Duplo, then transitioning to the smaller Lego bricks. And suddenly, those simple builds turn into detailed structures. That's the magic of Lego bricks. You're not just watching them play, you're watching their imagination expand. Learn more and start building today with Lego bricks.
Did you know that you can buy your car completely online on AutoTrader? Really? Just visit autotrader.com, filter and search through dealer listings for the car you want, make, model, color, and all the features that matter to you. Go ahead. Get picky. Whether you're into subcompacts with heated cup holders, crossovers with all-wheel drive, pickups with kicking sound systems, or SUVs that can survive whatever chaos your kids unleash. Just drop in your info and you'll only see cars in your budget. Really. Once you find your one and only, you can do the whole deal online and have the car delivered to your driveway. Or you can pick it up at the dealership and drive your new ride right off the lot. Really. AutoTrader makes it easy to buy your car online because the whole process is designed around your wants and must-haves. AutoTrader. Buy your car online. Really.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Huddle up. We got one play. Everything we work for comes down to this.
Quick question. Speaking of workouts, how would you rate your athletic program?
Bro, we're in the middle of the state championship.
Oh, so like a B plus then?
Dude, get out of our huddle.
Well, at Homes.com, we leave it all on the field to get you detailed information on local schools.
Off the field.
Off the field. Copy. All right, go sports.
How'd he even get in here?
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Live night is coming up as we get Yachty and Naughty at the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel Friday night, February the 13th.
Yes.
Friday the 13th, and then Valentine's Day the next day.
Makes sense to me.
Doesn't it? Everything is live. It is the livest radio thing you'll ever see in your life. It's basically old school radio. We're going to go back to the days of all the sound effects, all the music, all the commercials. Everything is done live on stage, and you will be a part of the live studio audience with a little big dummy.
Mm-hmm.
Daily Mix Show goes out first, and then we will close out the night. Tickets on sale now at KISW.com. Hopefully you can join us as we get Yachty and Naughty. Music's going to be great.
I'm looking forward to that.
That's right. And we always have a good time up at Snoqualmie. All right, question, good or bad, what was your most interesting experience with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Tyler. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
How you guys doing?
Doing good, Tyler. Thank you.
All right, so I was just with my wife in Mexico. We were in Puerto Vallarta celebrating our 10-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
Earlier this month. Thank you. And while we were there, we were actually in a little town north of Puerto Vallarta called Sayulita. And we're at kind of this farmer's market checking out, some guy's jewelry or whatever they're selling. And all of a sudden, this big splash of liquid comes down from up above us and hits my wife on her shoulder and goes all down her arm. And at first we thought it was like kind of a lot of liquid, and it sort of just caught us off guard, and she kind of stepped underneath this guy's pop-up tent that he had to kind of just get out of the way. She's like, "Oh, what was that?" And we look up, and in the tree right above her head was this huge iguana, a wild iguana.
It peed on her?
It peed on her. I guess it was all liquid, but it caught us so off guard. It was just like, oh my God. I didn't even know it was there, of course. And actually I was pretty hyped because I think reptiles are pretty cool, and I knew they were around, but I hadn't seen one yet. So I had been keeping an eye out. And so when I looked up and saw it, it was just like, what? I thought it was so.
Yeah, they can get big too.
So what did your wife do after she gets peed on? Does she want to go back and change immediately? Does she just kind of wipe it off? And
no, she's cool. The guy actually had a little bit of water and like a paper towel, so he's like, "Oh, here you go."
Does it stink? Does iguana pee stink? Are you like, "Oh my God, you smell like something peed on you"?
No, I don't remember it wiped off, and it was like not a big deal, and we kind of went about our business, and She wasn't as hyped as I was, but
I bet she was.
Dude, I've seen a ton of those things in the wild.
Yeah.
You do not. I saw one. I swear to God, initially I thought it was a dragon.
Yeah.
But
they're pretty crazy looking.
I was at vacationing in Curacao, and you can circumvent the island in easily in a half a day.
Yeah.
Just taking your car around. You can get around. There's all these different coves you can jump in and all this stuff. So me and my wife take off. Really cool, just stops along the way, like in the middle of nowhere. A lot of state parks, national parks, cemeteries, that kind of crap. I saw an iguana in a tree, and I'm telling you, it was at least 6 to 7 feet long. Also walked up on one, and what I did not know about iguanas is, if you spook them, they will get up on their hind legs.
Oh, really?
And they will take off running. And I know what you're thinking. That's the craziest
thing. Stand up?
They stand up on their back legs, and they run like someone being chased by the cops.
Huh.
I know, because you don't think...
They'll whip you with their tail, too, apparently.
Yep.
I've heard that. How big would you say this iguana was that peed on your wife?
This is probably like with its tail, like a 4-footer, maybe.
Okay.
Did you ride the pirate ship?
No.
Good. It's a waste of time. Yeah. I think it sunk.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I think it did. I think you're right. I think the pirate ship did.
Everybody had to jump off the pirate boat. It's this tourist boat where you drink, they go around, they shoot the cannons off and all that crap and sing pirate songs.
Just like a booze cruise?
Yeah,
Thing
basically.
caught on fire, old wooden boat, man. Everybody just bail off and jump into the ocean. Damn. Good or bad, what was your most interesting experience with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Bob. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
First off, two things. One, YouTube is fantastic.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Much.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great putting the faces to the voices and stuff. And then the second thing was when you guys were on your Christmas break, Ted told a story about how he went out front to fight his brother, and he brought a plate of chicken with him.
Yeah.
And that's, every time I need a laugh, I just think about Ted running out there to fight his brother and not letting go of that chicken.
Talk to him today. Fight didn't come up.
You have to bring it up. Let him know.
Well, yeah, I think it's only been 30 years.
Anyhow, my story happened back in the mid-'80s. I used to swim quite a bit. I would swim across Lake Washington. My girlfriend would pick me up and drive me home. And so I went down to Australia to visit my daughter, and I went to a beach called Newcastle. And so we were out there, and I thought, man, I got to get out in the water. So I just started swimming, and I started heading out, and I swam past buoys, and I didn't know what the heck those things were, and I just kept going.
Wait a minute. Wait. You're an avid swimmer, and you swam past buoys. Like, I wonder why they're here.
Did you swim over top of the shark net?
Well, actually, the shark net was underneath the water about 10 feet.
Yeah,
but I never saw
exactly.
it. So I didn't know if they were mooring buoys or whatever they were. So So and then I kept on swimming, and then I saw a few boats out there, and I thought, oh, they must be fishing. And so I kept on going, and I got about a mile and a half out, and I turned around, and I looked at the shore, and the waves, they come up real slow and go down. You lose sight of the land. And next time they came up, I'm about a half mile further than I was. And so I thought, well, I better get back to shore. So I started swimming, and then all of a sudden, it just a dark chill came over me, and I looked down, and the water below me got dark, and I saw movement about 10, 15 feet underneath me, and then it went away, and then it came back again, and I realized that, oh, my God, this is a frickin' shark. And so rhythmically, I focused on swimming rhythmically, nice, smooth strokes and everything, and I made it back to shore, literally crawled up on my knees onto the beach, and I found out then that those were shark nets and that they were shark patrol boats because there'd been an attack 2 days earlier.
Oh, wow. I can't believe you can swim that far. I mean, that knocked that. I did the mile swim when I was in Boy Scouts. That knocked the hell out of me. I couldn't walk. I was like, my legs were just rubber bands.
Well, it's primarily if you're doing the breaststroke, it's if you fill your lungs up with air, you don't really have to exert a lot of energy because you'll stay afloat. You're not fighting to stay afloat, so you're not burning energy doing that. I swam all my life, so it was no big deal for me. But yeah, that was a rush.
Did you go back out into the water in Australia after that?
No.
Okay.
Could you get in the water and still swim across Lake Washington?
No, not now. Back then I was 185 pounds, 6'1", and now I'm about 240 and 5'11", I think.
Yeah. Okay. Just keep getting shorter.
Yeah. It's interesting though. You bring up those shark nets because all the shark attacks that have been happening in Australia that we brought up earlier, they went 4 in 48 hours, 5 over a period of 4 days. They point out that the shark nets were there, right? But as you just said now, the shark nets are about 10 feet below the buoys themselves. Right. The sharks can fit. My thing with the shark net is just this. Like, the sharks don't know that they're shark nets. To them, it's an obstacle to get to where they're trying to go. And if it's a 10-foot gap, a shark can very easily. There's no 10-foot tall shark, right? So it's not like they're going to get stuck. They're going to go through the gap.
Right over the top.
Yeah.
Also, man,
eventually they're just going to swim out farther than the net.
Yeah, and when I was in Sydney Harbor, you're taking sightseeing boats around and stuff. You can actually see great whites swimming around in the harbor.
Yeah. Well, they just had an attack there.
Yeah,
that was the first attack of the 4.
Yeah,
in Sydney Harbor.
Which shocks me.
What's that? Just
because it's so famous and everything. Like, I think it was like a year or two ago, we were talking about swimming in that harbor, and I was like, yeah, it's a harbor. Why not? And then I looked it up, and it's like shark attacks happen in that harbor.
All the time. The shark attacks in Australia are the people who witness them. They leave them mortified. Because it's Jaws-esque. It's not like, someone gets bitten, and they swim in bleeding, and maybe they're bleeding out, you put a tourniquet. I mean, these great whites take people in their mouth and thrash them around while they're screaming. Mm-hmm. There was an attack last year that was just absolutely, when you read it, it just gave you cold chills because of just how violent the attack was on a woman who was out there swimming.
So you guys have been to Bondi Beach. So I was fortunate enough back then to see The Cure do a concert at Bondi Beach.
Well, that sounds worse than a shark attack. I'm depressed. I want to leave now. Was that in Mexico?
No, that was in Australia at Bondi Beach.
All right. Okay.
And The Cure. I just don't, when you picture The Cure, if you're familiar with them, I don't picture sunny Australia on the beach. I picture Gettysburg Cemetery in Pennsylvania. That's more their vibe.
Actually, they were on the face of a cliff, and they had fog rolling down the cliff, and it was at night.
Perfect.
It was pretty cool.
I think the fog showed up when I heard The Cure would be there. Like, hey, guys, you want to make a grand entrance?
We're playing pictures of you. Come on.
All right, let's go, guys. Let's look good for it.
All right, guys. Thanks again for YouTube. You were great.
Yeah, you got it, man.
Our question, good or bad, what was your most interesting experience with an animal? 206-803-ROCK. Back to the beach and swimming in the ocean. It would take a very unique experience for me to just spend, even a half hour in the ocean anymore.
Any ocean because
that's what I'm saying. It all depends. It depends on
Australia is Australia. And look,
I'm not swimming I'm not even putting my toe in the water.
No, I'm not doing it in Australia. And the thing about Australia, in addition to sharks, you have the saltwater crocodiles, all this crap, right? And that's Australia. But they chill right behind the U.S. But then, like you said, New Smyrna Beach, I'm not getting in the water. Inevitably, I will be in Delaware again later this year. But, like, kids have no problem getting in the water there. I have no problem getting in the water there. And look, there could be 500 sharks right there. I don't know. But for whatever reason, that part of the Atlantic, it doesn't really cross my mind. Those little teeny tiny sharks everywhere. Because all the fishermen, they catch them. This is catch and release, but they pull them up. They show all the kids. Biggest one I saw was maybe 3 feet. And not all sharks look alike, but a lot of them, same body structure, the whole thing. And all the kids run up to see what the shark looks like. And then that big guy throws it back in the water. But what kills me about it is you still don't want the thing to bite you, right? Even if it's the chihuahua of the shark world, you still don't want to be bitten by a chihuahua. So when these guys reel these things in, all of the kids from all over the beach come running up. And these fishermen, they're just cool dudes, and they kind of explain to the kid, this is the dorsal fin, this is this is how they do this kind of thing. The shark's wriggling around, and I'm still looking at their teeth like, it's not going to kill you, but it would still really, really suck to be bitten. So when they're done explaining it to the kids, and the kids disperse, they throw them right back in the ocean. And then all the kids, I don't think they're intentionally chasing the shark, but they'll hop back in the water. And I'm like, dude, no, he just threw a shark in the area that you're all running into. But I was like, whatever, man.
That's the whole thing with New Smyrna Beach, though, is they have the many attacks, but it's like smaller sharks. I watched this whole special on it because it's like the way the water comes in there. It's like feeding. It's a great feeding zone for the sharks.
For smaller sharks.
But it's also because you can go out to those sandbars.
Yeah.
It's also a very cool beach to like hang out in all day long.
Yeah.
So generally people don't you're still getting bit by a shark.
But
it's not like when I was up on Cape Cod, right? Like I was the only jackass on that beach in the water, besides my cousin.
Right. But that was a bigger shark, right? Because the thing
Those
is,
are great whites.
A lot of times, people are like, wow, shark bite, it's a cool story. It's like, is it? But what's the smallest shark where it's still a cool story, all right? So if you say, yeah, man, I was bitten by a shark when I was a kid. My son tells the story years from now. If I'm around, I'm like, dude, it's a 3-foot shark. You're right. You got bitten by a shark. Yeah. But this is not the story that people want. Yeah. That's the story nobody cares.
Dude, when I took that, we were in Maui for my honeymoon or whatever, on the west coast of Maui, near a Sheraton, they have half-day learn how to surf.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I did
So it was like 2 or 3 hours. Believe it or not, that's plenty of time because you get tired just trying to get out to where the waves are. I mean, if you're not used to that stuff, it messes with my rib cage and everything else. But the first time I got up and actually rode a wave, I came in, I learned don't go too far. I mean, I kept wanting to ride the wave because I was up.
Yeah.
But you don't want to go in too far because of the coral.
Black coral,
else.
yeah, dude.
So you need to bail, but you also need to do a belly flop or flap, fall on your back. You need to fall flat. You do not dive in the water. So first run, I fall flat, man, and I feel like someone took a rock right up the middle of my back, like I landed on a boulder. And I was like, oh, God. I get back up on the board, and this turtle's just looking at me. Like he pops up to the top, just looking at me like, hey, jackass. You dropped,
was that what you hit?
You dropped your whole body on me. Like, you're not supposed to touch. You're not supposed to touch those
right,
things.
Right.
It's like a sacred thing, man. I'm just like, something bad's going to happen now, man. This turtle's going to be like, all right, guys, get him. Good or bad, what was your most interesting experience with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Alex. Welcome to the men's room.
What's up? Gentlemen, I'm going to have to agree with you. You can't get me to swim in the ocean. I've seen too many movies.
It's the movies that do it for you.
Well, to be honest, it's Bill Burr's special where he's talking about stats. And he said, it doesn't matter. I'm not going out swimming in the middle. The beach is where all the people are, right? Why serve yourself up on a platter?
Yeah.
I don't think Shark Week helps people either.
When we were kids, we would swim to the buoy. I mean, they weren't that far out. Like the guy was calling in, it wasn't a mile and a half out. But like, if you were in Ocean City or whatever, it's like the whole deal was swim to the buoy,
touch it, and come back.
Come back.
We
would do it at night.
And the beaches we grew up on are so hot. Like, I can never fathom how people sit on the beach all damn day and don't go swimming.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea. I think the river is about as much as I'm willing to do.
If you're boogie boarding for some reason, you forget.
Sure.
That's the only time where you go like, all right, this is fun.
It's too fun, yeah.
But you forget, like you're still in the water for way too long.
Yeah.
So my story, I used to heavily collect tarantulas. I had about 40 of them.
Why?
And,
how old were you when you knew that you liked tarantulas?
I think it was Home Alone where he set it up, the booby trap at the tarantula. I was like, that's pretty sick.
Okay.
So, when I got older and I could afford them, I was early 20s. It's kind of like a tattoo. You get one. It's like, well, I can't just have one. You get more and more. So anyways, as these things get older, you move them into bigger enclosures. Some are docile and some not so much. So my story is I was changing what's called an OBT, orange baboon tarantula, into its larger enclosure. And these things are lightning fast. I mean, they are from one side of your room to the other, blink of an eye. So I open its container, and before I even had time to think, it's up my arm, on my back, and it's hiding under the hood of my hoodie. And so my girlfriend at the time, who's also mortified of tarantulas, is trying to wrestle this thing back into a container. And it felt like 10 minutes, but I'm sure it was 45 seconds of me just being perfectly still, trying to instruct this poor person who's scared of spiders how to get a tarantula back into its enclosure.
Brother, I'd have had bad news for you. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to take off my shoe, and you're going to feel this very big impact between your shoulder blades.
Is it the pinchers or is it the bite? Like what is where is that thing going to provide the danger, so to speak?
So honestly, there's not a ton of danger. Most large tarantula species aren't venomous enough to deliver a lethal dose of venom. What's going to suck is the inch-long fang, right? So it's just a pain thing. It's not a surgical needle. It's somebody's crochet, fork stabbing you in the back. But these things, they rear up on their back legs and they strike. So, while I was wearing a hoodie, it wasn't biting through, but I could feel it try to strike and wrestle with her as she was trying to deal with it.
I think it's always cool to spend money on something that wants to hurt you. So my question is, how much do tarantulas cost on average? Could you point out what is it called, the orange baboon tarantula, for whatever reason?
Yeah, OBT, which is also, it's short for orange bitey thing. I mean, it's known in the hobby for being the most aggressive. It's the most aggressive spider that you could come across. So average price, a lot run in like the $20 to $40 range.
That's
but if it's a rare, not allowed species, especially in your state, some go 600 to 1,000.
And then how long do they live on average?
Males 3 to 5 years, females up to 20.
And now, what do I feed them? I have paid for it. They're in my home, and what am I feeding a tarantula?
A lot of them get to be like 5 to 8 inch size, so larger cockroaches, larger crickets. If you get like the Goliath bird eater, you can give it mice. It's not recommended, but they'll eat mice.
I can't imagine bringing crickets into my home just in case one
pops out
loose. And that's all it takes is one, and you are up all night.
Or then maybe you release the tarantula.
A loose cricket over a loose tarantula any day, man.
How long have you had a tarantula on the loose?
About a week.
Did you find it?
Yes.
Where was it?
Behind the bookcase.
And what do you? So it's a week. How long do you spend every day trying to find this thing or coax it out?
Usually they'll build their web, and that's kind of when you can recognize where it is. So it reveals itself eventually. The only hope, right, is that it doesn't crawl into your bed while you're sleeping. But they like to hide behind stuff.
Agreed.
So.
That's a good hope. You don't tell your girlfriend or anybody else that's coming over to your house that there is a tarantula on the loose in your house, correct? You just keep that down low, right?
Yeah, no. If they find it, it's like, I don't know how that happened.
Now, do you still have tarantulas, or have you moved past that?
No, we've moved to toads, so now I've just got toads.
Okay. What kind of toads do you have, and how many?
Not many. Just 2 cane toads, and then 2 Pacific Northwest native toads that I got.
Now, are you with someone? You're in a relationship?
Yeah, I'm engaged.
Is this your hobby, or are you both in on it?
It's my hobby.
Does your house have a kind of a funky smell to it?
No, they stay relegated to one room.
The toad room.
So you have a reptile room, essentially.
Yeah, in progress.
Okay.
I'll just keep slowly adding. It'll be like an attrition thing where, she'll come home and, look, there's a new one.
Okay, now let me ask you this. With your transition from tarantulas to toads, did this have anything to do with your relationship, or was it purely out of interest?
No, nothing to do with the relationship. I moved, and there's a lot of people in the hobby, right? So when I moved, I was like, you know what? It's going to be hard to transport these things. Let me just sell them back to the people within the Facebook groups. And then, when I was getting back into it, the new relationship is a hard no on the 8-legged variety. So, so I had to settle with amphibians.
Okay, I'm just curious, though. If you, say you're going to move across the country, but you're going to take a flight, you want your tarantulas with you. Do they go underneath in the cargo hold, or is it something where you could, if they're properly stored, could you take them on a passenger jet with other people?
No, they'd be in the cargo hold. And people UPS ship them all over the country, and they're pretty good in a lot smaller containers than you'd think. So as long as you can get them in there and keep it insulated, they'll survive on a plane, no problem.
All right, I got to ask, what do you do with a toad? Do you take it out and put it on your lap? I mean, do you pet the toad? What do you do with the toad?
So with cane toads, especially since I have dogs, I don't handle them too often because they secrete a toxin that's lethal to small animals. So it's more of a viewing pleasure thing. The other toads I let hop around.
It's like porn. Just viewing pleasure, but you're not really interacting.
No, you can be kind of interactive. You know.
Well, yeah, do your part.
Good or bad, what was your most interesting experience with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
With comprehensive reports on local schools you won't find anywhere else, Homes.com is the only place to find the in-depth info home shoppers want. Very in-depth info. Curious about where a school ranks in the state? Look no further. Percentage of teachers in their first or second year? We've got it. Lowest student-teacher ratio? No problem. The best cafeteria lunch in the district for your 9-year-old food blogger? Would it surprise you if we said yes?
Homes.com. We've done your homework. Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover's accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Parles-tu français?
¿Hablas español?
Parle italiano.
If you've used Babbel, you would. Babbel's conversation-based technique teaches you useful words and phrases to get you speaking quickly about the things you actually talk about in the real world. With lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts and voiced by real native speakers, Babbel is like having a private tutor in your pocket. Start speaking with Babbel today. Get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription right now at babbel.com/listen. Spelled BABBEL.com/listen. Rules and restrictions may apply.
The mighty 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
Coming up, we'll spin at 4:30 as the Seattle Seahawks made it into the NFC Championship game. We have 10 songs featuring the one and only Michael McDonald.
That is correct.
Michael McDonald, nonstop, coming up with Sit and Spin. We head down to the Bay Area for this one. Tourists expecting prison lore at Alcatraz instead got a wildlife mystery. A lone coyote churning through San Francisco Bay toward the island, once billed as escape-proof. Now, Alcatraz City Cruises employees said the visitor flagged him down late Sunday afternoon with an iPhone video of the animal paddling through chop and hauling itself onto the island's rocky southern shore. Shivering and visibly spent from the swim, I didn't believe them to start, to be honest with you. But after seeing the footage, he radioed park rangers. By the time they reached the trail, the coyote had vanished.
Mm-hmm.
The Golden Gate Natural Recreation Area, which manages Alcatraz, confirmed the sighting and called it a first. Coyotes very common in San Francisco and Marin parklands, but not at the federal prison site. A conservation scientist says the most likely explanation is that the animal was a young coyote seeking new territory during mating season. Probably just swam out there to see if there's any fine females.
Bad news, buddy.
Another theory was that it was swept off course by a strong storm-driven current, estimated at 8 to 9 knots. So maybe just got caught out in that and went for the nearest land. Either way, they don't know where this guy is.
Have you been to Alcatraz?
I have not.
Oh, if you get the chance to go, just go. I did not want to do it because I'm just not that tourist kind of guy. It was worth it. Now I've done it twice. But no coyotes.
Okay.
I've seen it. I've never gone out there for the tour.
It's worth it, man. It doesn't cost that much. And I'm telling you, Ted, especially because you like all the gangster stuff and all that, it is fascinating. You know, just the prison itself, but the people they kept there, it's unreal.
Good or bad, what was your most interesting experience with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Mandy. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, hola, boys.
Hola.
So I'm an avid paddleboarder. I love to get out in the water and paddleboard. I live out here in Gig Harbor, and so I was paddling just in the harbor area to the lighthouse, which is not very far away. There's lots of restaurants out there and houses and everything. At the time, I was kind of a new paddleboarder, so I'm paddleboarding, just learning to stand up and all that, got comfy doing that. And I kept, feeling what sort of felt like maybe like a swift undercurrent or just, thudding as I was standing. And I felt it, I want to say I, felt it 7 times or so that I was getting uncomfortable. I was like, all right, I don't know what this is, so I'm just going to sit down. So I'm sitting down, still paddling away, and then this cute little harbor seal starts messing around with my paddle, and it's got a friend or whatever, another one that's out in the distance, checking it out, watching it. So this little thing keeps coming up near my board, and then it starts trying to get my paddle. Then it comes up closer and closer. So I'm staying still, don't put my paddle in the water anymore. And then it proceeds to attempt to get up on my board a couple times. I'm getting a little worried. I don't want to get bitten or anything. So I sort of paddle a little bit farther, paddle just gently through the water. And then this guy, he keeps doing it. This little harbor seal keeps messing around. And then eventually it hops up on my board with me. So you got to imagine I'm sitting crisscross applesauce. And my thigh is I got big thighs. So my thigh is kind of hanging off my board a little and just skimming the water. And the seal is up on my board, looking me in my face, just chilling on my board. And I got video of it. I'm like, I hope your mom's not around or whoever.
Or the orca chasing you.
How close is it? I mean, the paddleboard's what, 9 feet long, somewhere around there?
My paddleboard is a 12-foot.
Okay, so how close is the seal to you when it decided to catch a ride and stare at you?
Yeah, so its whiskers were resting in my lap. I'm sitting crisscross applesauce. This guy gets in on the side of my leg, and he's at first. I say he, but at first its hindside was where my lap is, and then it flops off and gets back on. So now I see its whiskers up in my junk area.
Whisker to whisker, yeah.
Yeah, yes, exactly, yeah. And, it was the cutest damn thing in the world. It was really cool. I'm pretty sure it was a baby, but I was blown away. It was amazing.
How long did the thing sit there?
Oh, the video I have of it is about 10 minutes long.
10 minutes?
They kind of remind you like the dogs of the sea. Yeah. You'd think you can pet them, but you probably cannot.
I would not.
I wouldn't touch them. I wouldn't touch them either. But they just kind of have that look like, oh, I'm fine, dude. Everything's chill.
Did he just leave on his own? Or, what do you do?
Yeah, so, I was, trying. At first, I thought this is so cute, And then I started to, get a little worried. It was cute, but I was worried. And then because it's smaller than me, but it's big, so it's shifting around on my board a little bit. And so my board's rocking, which, I don't care if I fall, but I don't want to fall with him. I don't want to get bitten. I don't want to be in the water right there with him. So then I started moving my paddle, from out of the water, tapping it gently on the side of the board. So it's gently, tapping the water part and the board itself. And I was trying to get it off, and then it just readjusted itself. And then I was like, all right, then. So then I start rocking my board a little bit to, maybe have it come off. But it did not. It didn't. It would just readjust itself, making me feel uncomfortable. And it just stayed there. It chilled out there. So then I had been on Facebook, and I was live streaming it all on Facebook. And my friend was like, just yell or something, yell. And I was like, I don't want to spook it, but I literally just kind of went, oh, like that, and it freaked it out a little bit.
Have you ever seen an orca or a pod of orcas?
I have been in the water where there's been orca, yeah, and that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that would freak me out.
Like crazy, this is amazing, or crazy like I don't want to be here right now?
Both. It was both exhilarating and the bad kind of crazy.
Now, what would you have done if that seal is now rocking on your paddleboard and you see the pot of orcas, are you just knocking that thing off?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm right there. They're cute, man, but no, I'm not going down.
But
for it.
orcas have attacked and killed humans in captivity.
Sure,
but I'm not sure that they've ever. I don't know this, but you would think that we would have read if an orca attacked
a person
in the
right.
wild.
Yeah,
and I don't think that's ever. I'm sure it's happened. That person's not here to tell the story. If it has,
just left no witnesses, not a single person lived to tell the tale.
But I've never read that.
But
Well,
they'll sink the
also
boats.
don't they also say that the orcas in captivity technically are playing with the trainers?
Well,
They say
they're
that.
drowning them.
But I'm like, look, man, they're not stupid. So they're playing with them. I'm like, I don't believe that, but if that's what you got to sell the public, and I get that. You want to keep your PR as positive as you can, but like, it's also in captivity, and it doesn't want to be there. At some point, it gets sick of your ass. That's my guess.
Yeah.
You know, and I've never heard an expert directly refute that, which leads me to believe that I might be right. Because when you're dead wrong, they just go, no, man, that's not it at all. They go, well, it's more likely. I'm like, okay, more likely means nothing. More likely does not mean anything.
I've been to, and granted, I was younger, but I've been to SeaWorld. I've been to a show.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, they would pull like a kid or a woman out of the audience.
Yep.
And they would take him down, and there's kind of like a little ramp that the orcas kind of come up and do their thing, put their tail up in the air, do their pose, stick their mouth out, whatever. But the kids would go up there, and the orcas would give them a kiss.
Quote, unquote.
With their big-ass tongue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, you've got your kid up
You're
there,
delicious.
6 years old, man, and their head is inside of a killer whale, and that's part of the show.
I know.
It wasn't like one of the trainers. It was like some kid that they pulled out of the audience.
The trainer's not
I
doing
remember.
Oh, hell no, I'm not doing that.
I was five
That's
or six years old. My grandfather was like, "Would you like to go down there and see if you can do that?" I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
no, I don't want to do that." And I was probably older than that because the movie Orca was out.
Yeah, that did not help
at the time, and that was like on the deep Jaws Orca
came out with
era.
a year after Jaws, I believe.
Poseidon Adventure, everything was in the water during those eras of movies. So Orca, for whatever reason, freaked me out because the orca.
What do you mean for whatever reason?
Well, at the end of the movie, there's a dude, a captain, who either ran over or killed one of his family members.
He reeled in. Basically, the way the story went down, you got the pot of orcas. I believe they're monogamous. Anyway, he manages to string up the female. All right. The male's in the water the way they shoot the movie, and the male keeps popping his eye up, seeing what's going on, and he locks in on who the captain is. So he knows who he's mad at. Then the female that he strung up, of course, at the same time, gives birth to a calf. All right, so now Papa Killer Whale is saying, basically, this is my wife. Now this guy's killing my child who's just born. If I remember correctly, they then hosed the calf off of the side of the boat. Because the captain's like, what the F? Right? They weren't expecting that. They hosed it off. And I want to say, I think the wife got hit by a propeller, like all this stuff. But anyway, basically, Orca sees the wife and his kid die. And at that point, Killer Whale's like, okay, it's go time. That's it. So the orca starts attacking basically anyone on the beach, okay? And this is like some small island fishing community is the idea. So then other fishermen that are going out on their boats, the orca's taking down their boats. So now the town comes to this captain and says, look, you're the guy that effed up, man. You need to go out there and deal with this orca. And he's like, I don't want to do that. So then one night, the orca basically takes out every single fishing vessel around this island except his. So now the town's like, hey, bro, like, this is a you and that killer whale problem. So he goes out with his crew, and this orca systematically picks them each off, and then finally gets this guy in the end.
On
Let the ice float.
On an iceberg, yeah, on a piece of ice.
Oh, yeah.
And then leans him down and just swallows his ass all. In the movie.
No, he doesn't swallow him. So the thing is, this guy's done everything he can to survive. Like, the boat's gone, his crew is gone, he gets on the ice float, so now he's like a seal on the ice float. And the orca basically puts his weight on one end, tips it up like a slide. Dude slides down. You think orca's going to eat him. He takes his tail and, I mean, smashes this bitch out of the water. Basically breaks his back, shoots him across, the screen. And that's all she wrote. Then Orca's like, sorry about the trouble, everybody.
That was in the movie. They rolled the credits.
Like, I'm done.
They rolled the credits.
I got no beef with you.
I killed him.
Sorry. It's all good now.
Good or bad, what was your most interesting experience with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
So, yeah, the movie freaked you out. I understand.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and you're a kid when you see it. Like, God damn, buddy.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Hold up, we got one play. Everything we work for comes down to this.
Quick question. Speaking of workouts, how would you rate your athletic program?
Bro, we're in the middle of the state championship.
Oh, so like a B+ then?
Dude, get out of our huddle.
Well, at Homes.com, we leave it all on the field to get you detailed information on local schools.
Off the field.
Off the field. Copy. All right, go sports.
How'd he even get in here?
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Parles-tu français?
¿Hablas español?
Parla italiano.
If you've used Babbel, you would. Babbel's conversation-based technique teaches you useful words and phrases to get you speaking quickly about the things you actually talk about in the real world. With lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts and voiced by real native speakers, Babbel is like having a private tutor in your pocket. Start speaking with Babbel today. Get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription right now at babbel.com/listen. Spelled BABBEL.com/listen. Rules and restrictions may apply.
There are few things more fascinating than a child's imagination. You'll see it in the castles, the cities, and the spaceships they build, turning a few blocks into entire universes. Lego sets get to be a part of that from the very beginning. It's not just a toy, it's a creative building journey that grows alongside your child. Starting play as early as 1.5 with Lego Duplo, then transitioning to the smaller Lego bricks. And suddenly, those simple builds turn into detailed structures. That's the magic of Lego bricks. You're not just watching them play, you're watching their imagination expand. Learn more and start building today with Lego bricks.
Hello, Aiden. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, Bajoas.
Hola.
How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
Doing great, man.
Thank you, man.
Good. Yeah, so my story is when I was younger, so I'm like 24 now. When I was younger, maybe about 13 or 14, I was walking through my parents' neighborhood to go and hang out with some friends, and I got close to my friend's house, realized they weren't home, but when I got close, I noticed there was a dog outside of someone's house. And me being a good young child, I thought it would be a great idea to bring the dog back to the owner's house. So I tried to call the dog to me, and as the dog started making its way to me, I realized it was barking and acting really aggressive. And I realized pretty quick it was not a friendly dog. It was a very aggressive dog. And I ran to my friend's house, and I ran to his fence and jumped on top of it. And like right as I was about to get on top of my friend's fence, the dog jumped up and bit my ass.
Yeah.
Bit it super hard to the point where like a good week and a half, my whole like right cheek was completely purple and black.
What kind of dog was it?
I think it was a German Shepherd.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they'll bite you, either on your forearm or in your ass.
But no, yeah, especially the fact that he was chasing me right behind me. I mean, I was running fast.
It does
he
not
didn't
matter.
Catch up to me, but exactly, he didn't catch up to me in front of me. He was obviously like right behind me and caught up fast enough. He was able to jump up and grab me right on the ass.
I'll tell you what, man.
You go about in the woods, and there's always told, like, look, first, you are not going to outrun a dog, so don't do it. And if the dog's aggressive, they're like, you got to face this thing. Typically, you can avoid confrontation depending how aggressive you're going to be in return. But as a little kid, that was just the going rate of being alive and being a kid and riding your bike to your buddy's house so you could come home and tell your parents, like, I had to deal with 3 dogs. You're like, did you get bitten? No. They don't want to hear it. They're like, get off your bike, put your bike between you and the dog, and then lose your ass.
Yeah. There was a Doberman in the neighborhood that's scared to live in hell of. The dog could not have been sweeter. And I know that,
but you don't know that until you know that.
I did because I knew the dog. But anybody else who were walking home with you, whatever, if they saw this dog, they freaked the hell out. Mine is still German Shepherds. I can see a pit bull and not worry as much because typically pit bulls are gentle. Unless they're trained to fight, they're not going to attack you randomly. I know that it happens. All dog attacks happen.
Right.
But German Shepherds, for whatever reason, they're still, and I know they're nice, and I know they're friendly.
They can be.
When I see one being walked down the street, I kind of slide over a little bit, like just give this guy some room. I don't know why. I'm just like,
it's from childhood.
Because we had one when I was growing up. It was pretty aggressive. So I've just, to this day, I'm just a little standoffish.
The only time I get freaked out is when you see two bigger dogs and you could see they're approaching each other and like one's already kind of getting a little fired up.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I try to be like, I don't want to time this out. If they start going at each other, I don't want to be next to it.
Yeah. That's what, if they're going at it, they don't even care that you're there.
Correct.
When I used to have a big dog, I had a big Belgian Shepherd, and there was a guy down the street, he had a Rottweiler, and the dogs had only met maybe twice. So for whatever reason, they got into it at the park. I don't even remember what it was about, like the Frisbee or something. But just instantly, and it was almost like you have your kid there. So I'm like, hey! And I grabbed them both by the scruff of the neck. I'm pissed. And I look at my dog, and, he just kind of backs down. I look at my left hand, and I'm like, you are large, and I do not know you. Like, this was not the move I should have been. Dog didn't do anything. The owner came up and said, oh, thank you. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'll do that again. It's just, that was just a reaction. I was not comfortable. I'm looking at your dog like, Jesus, man, that's a big boy.
Good or bad, what was your most interesting experience with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Mary. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, guys.
Hola.
Hey. So I had a rat come up the toilet while I was using it, and I tinkled on it.
You peed on a rat.
That's my story. I do not like rats anymore, or never did. But I was about 4 or 5, grew up on a small town on a big river, and it was a river rat, and it came up the toilet, and I tinkled on it, and I told my folks about it, and they laughed and didn't believe a word I said until they went to use the bathroom themselves. And
it was still in the toilet?
It was still in the toilet, yeah. I had closed the lid, and I was sitting on the stairs right outside of the bathroom just kind of watching it to make sure it didn't come out of the toilet. So, yeah, he stayed there until my mom dealt with it, and dealing with it is flushing it back down.
Were you already in the act of peeing when the rat popped up, or did you see the rat and that kind of just made it happen?
The rat was not there when I sat on the toilet, but I heard it, and I knew it wasn't me. And I did my little tinkle, and I got up, and sure enough, and closed the lid and came out and told my mom there was a mouse in the house because I was learning to rhyme.
Thank you, Dr. Seuss.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Instead, there was a rat where you sat. And it'd been better if you pooped on the thing.
Yeah, we were fortunate. We were fortunate that I was, that I walked away from it. But, yeah, that happened.
And river rats are big.
Yes.
They are large. It's like a wharf rat.
Isn't that your nightmare, Ted?
Looks like a dog.
Well, I guess a snake first,
the
but
snake
a rat
is the worst one, but after we had that guy on years ago, I won't go to sleep or leave my house with my toilet seat up.
Really?
No.
Okay.
10 songs featuring Michael McDonald coming up. We'll sit and spin, and we've got your emails on the way next in the men's room at KISW.com. All right, do you really think the big for-profit insurance company for the bad driver that hit and injures you cares about you? They don't. And this is why you can't take their lowball offer.
Big insurance will pay you the minimum if you're lucky. Does that cover your medical bills? Does it put food on your table, repair or replace your vehicle?
You're being screwed over. Are you willing to lose your quality of life because you don't want the hassle?
That's why you hire the Advocates Injury Attorneys. Now, big insurance will have to take them seriously. They're very good at what they do.
You get injured, you deserve an advocate. Talk with Ken Donnie and their team today, advocateslaw.com.
Get your tickets at KISW.com, then join us for Live Night, presented by Pinky's Plum.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
At Homes.com, we do whatever it takes to get you the in-depth info on local schools you won't find anywhere else. Things like student-teacher ratio, test scores, and school programs. And sometimes that requires attending school recitals. So many recitals.
That's my son. Isn't he terrific?
Yeah, a real prodigy. Homes.com.
Ding dong.
We've done your homework.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover's accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
There are few things more fascinating than a child's imagination. You'll see it in the castles, the cities, and the spaceships they build, turning a few blocks into entire universes. Lego sets get to be a part of that from the very beginning. It's not just a toy, it's a creative building journey that grows alongside your child. Starting play as early as 1.5 with Lego Duplo, then transitioning to the smaller Lego bricks. And suddenly, those simple builds turn into detailed structures. That's the magic of Lego bricks. You're not just watching them play, you're watching their imagination expand. Learn more and start building today with Lego bricks.
Hey, it's Captain Ron, and as a Washington native, it's so important for me to work with companies who love it here just as much as I do. I want someone who calls it I-5 and not the 5, or laughs at me when I say I kind of miss the Tacoma aroma. That's why I use Pinky's Plumbing for every plumbing need I have. They're rooted in Seattle. They get Seattle. So remember, not all heroes wear capes, but in Seattle, our hometown heroes wear a big old pig on the side of their van. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
When your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Huddle up. We got one play. Everything we work for comes down to this.
Quick question. Speaking of workouts, how would you rate your athletic program?
Bro, we're in the middle of the state championship.
Oh, so like a B+ then?
Dude, get out of our huddle.
Well, at Homes.com, we leave it all on the field to get you detailed information on local schools.
Off the field.
Off the field. Copy. All right, go sports.
How'd he even get in here?
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
There are few things more fascinating than a child's imagination. You'll see it in the castles, the cities, and the spaceships they build, turning a few blocks into entire universes. Lego sets get to be a part of that from the very beginning. It's not just a toy, it's a creative building journey that grows alongside your child. Starting play as early as 1.5 with Lego Duplo, then transitioning to the smaller Lego bricks. And suddenly, those simple builds turn into detailed structures. That's the magic of Lego bricks. You're not just watching them play, you're watching their imagination expand. Learn more and start building today with Lego bricks.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
In honor of your Seahawks making it to the NFC Championship game today on Sin Spin 10 songs featuring Mike McDonald.
Yeah.
Some call him Michael McDonald.
That is correct.
But first, time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com. Had a couple from our question today on animal encounters, guys. When I was about 15 or 16, I was asked to help load a Texas Longhorn steer at the horse farm that I worked at. I know nothing about cows. My boss's cowboy husband says, stand here and hold this piece of plywood up to aim him toward the open trailer. Then he hands me a shovel and said, hit him on the head if he comes at you. Well, the beast came flying out of the pasture straight at me, hit the plywood, jumped over it, and me, straight to a tree. which he attacked with his massive horns. I was relieved of cow wrangling after that. Guys, I recently worked in a lab that had monkeys, and when I was in the monkey room giving the monkeys treats, one of them was hiding in the back, acting all scared, and when I turned for a moment to look at the treats, he ran out, reached through the tree hole, and grabbed my hand and screamed. Then I screamed, and then every monkey in the room started screaming. It didn't get much better after that. I've been around a lot of animals, and monkeys are by far the scariest animal I've ever been around. They are terrifyingly clever.
Mm-hmm.
And one more, Hunter from Woodshed here. My mom has a big-ass turkey named Tom Yum that is best friends with my 3-year-old and follows him around the yard.
Man, Tom Yum.
Time for a few birthdays brought to you by Minzum Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
Old Macholas. I would like to give a birthday shout-out to my daughter, Evelyn. She is turning 11 today. Amazing little person. We love her so much. Can she please get some green beans, a happy Chinooka, and Mickey and Goofy talking about their favorite late-night snacks. Lots of love from Dad, Mom, and the younger sisters.
Green bean. What? Green bean. Okay. Green bean.
Happy Chinooka.
Well, God, Goofies and dogs are my 2 favorite late-night snacks based on Thrills Dog or anything I drop on the floor and my own inner thigh.
Anything that has a official mixture on it, I'm into. Could be Mickey ice cream. Could be Mickey cookies. Just make sure you see my face on it, because it calls for it.
Guys, happy 37th birthday to the thorn in the ass little brother I have, Baruch. Thanks for being my best friend, golf partner, and coworker. Hope you kick ass this year and kill it. Have fun at the NFC title game. All right.
Nice.
You bitch, I should be there instead, but someone has to run the bistro at the Hollywood Schoolhouse. Business plug. Thrill, can I get some shotgun gets? And the Dirty German's telling Baruch that his big bro Sam is still the only one in the family with a hole-in-one. P.S. You guys need to make it over and try the best French onion soup in Woodinville. Love
That's
Big
the
Brother
one.
Sam.
That's the one, Miles.
That is the one.
Get. Yeah, Baruch, listen, it sounds like your brother's bragging about his golf game, about their hole-in-one. He's actually talking about his butt.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of things go in there, and it wasn't one.
Yeah.
Guys, it's the official birth celebration of the Scrapyard's own Fire Chicken. Can we hit him with a shout-out? A fish sandwich would be great. Thanks, guys. That from Spencer.
$2 get a fish sandwich?
Nice.
Let's see.
I said one about that to Miles, too.
Oh, did you?
I didn't realize somebody had already said today.
Okay. Ola Pacholas. Today is my lovely wife Alex's 37th birthday. She loves salty pickles. So I'm sure she'd appreciate the Dirty Germans talking about all the fun you can have with a pickle. And also a happy Chinooka. Thanks, boys. That from Anthony.
Happy Chinooka.
Yeah, if you like salty pickles, I am your man. Mine is called the Black Jerkin Gherkin.
Yeah, so you know what? Nothing's really helps the body bounce back after a long weekend. So it's some brine.
Yeah. Yeah, just the brine, not the pickle, just the brine.
Just the brine. Well,
finally.
Has she ever milked a pickle?
On the birthdays, all the gentlemen, today is my badass wife, Kayla's birthday. Yeah. She hates attention, but she's pretty awesome, so she needs some recognition on her birthday. She works her butt off at everything she does, and me and Ella could not be more proud. Also, she's been with you guys for like 4 years now, and has never been on for her birthday. I think she's doing it on purpose. So can she get Coach Ted pumping her up for football season, and it's almost over? She made it through another football season with her only slightly sports-obsessed husband, and Mike giving some really good reality TV recommendations that I might be able to enjoy as well. Thanks, guys. That from Andy Mack and from Ella.
All right, first of all, happy birthday, Kayla. Thanks for all the help around here.
Yes, indeed.
Second of all, look, I can't tell you it's almost over. Hopefully, it's not almost over. Hopefully, it's going to last for at least 3 more weeks. All right, Seahawks have one more massive game Sunday. They win that. That's 2 weeks of celebration till we get back to the Super Bowl. They're looking good. Coach feels good. Hawks look good. Go Hawks.
And then after you're done watching some football, there's a couple recommendations. I've already recommended that you watch Love Island. We bonded over the show Traitors, which is currently on another season here that we were both watching. So
I overheard you guys having that conversation.
It's a fun show. I really do enjoy it. But I recommended Love Island because one of her favorite characters on this current season, was on that show. So that's what I recommend. It is fun. Just enjoy the funness of it. Not reality, but I do love it. And Ted and I have actually talked about it. Pop Culture Jeopardy over on Amazon Prime.
That's pretty good.
Which I really enjoy. And then if you got time for it, Bachelor in Paradise, again, it's stupid.
My
just
God, Mike.
Just enjoy the dumbness of it, is all I'm going to say.
All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's world famous sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Homes.com is the only place where you can find specialized neighborhood guides with the in-depth insider info home shoppers want. Very in-depth info. Want to know if there's homes for sale in the area? We've got it. How long has a home been on the market? We'll know it. Average lot size? Proximity to local parks? Of course. Insight into your neighbor's divorce? We're working on it. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
There are few things more fascinating than a child's imagination. You'll see it in the castles, the cities, and the spaceships they build, turning a few blocks into entire universes. Lego sets get to be a part of that from the very beginning. It's not just a toy, it's a creative building journey that grows alongside your child. Starting play as early as 1.5 with Lego Duplo, then transitioning to the smaller Lego bricks. And suddenly, those simple builds turn into detailed structures. That's the magic of Lego bricks. You're not just watching them play, you're watching their imagination expand. Learn more and start building today with Lego bricks.
99.9 KISW. The men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Get up here until 5:08. We'll drink and toast for the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check-in with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. There's been a recent study of about 40 million academic papers and found that scientists who use AI tools publish more articles, though it lacks new discovery.
Exactly.
They're not learning anything new.
But the thing is, if that's your line of work, you just want to get published because that lends to your quote-unquote credibility.
Right.
Unless somebody actually goes to verify what it is you've written, then they go, oh, you've been writing crap. But, if you have been published this many times, that's a very good look in the world of science, right?
And AI can give you the exact things that you need to publish that will get you more notoriety.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And you can even tell AI specifically, this is what I'm trying to accomplish.
Correct.
For publication.
Correct.
Okay.
It appears that we've admitted that big touchscreens in cars are dangerous, and we may be seeing the return of buttons.
Why did they think it wouldn't be? Keep your eyes on the road. Don't text and drive. Don't look down at your phone. You travel 60 feet in 1 second, all these things, right? And you put this big-ass iPad in the middle of the car. It's like, of course.
Exactly. I don't
care, but I'm just like, of course.
And
guys.
They put such an onus on the cell phone. It's like the cell phone is not the only distraction that we have in this car. At the time when cell phones were out, they weren't the only distraction we had in the car.
Right.
There was a day and age where that was the feature.
Yeah.
And now we got, like you said, giant iPads.
Yeah, keep your eyes on the road. So
it's hard not to
giant touchscreen.
Yeah, it's hard not to look at. Like, I don't know. I haven't driven one of those cars, but just when you're a passenger, it's like, man, look at this.
We just had one. We had to get a rental in Phoenix over the weekend. We got a Durango because basically 7 of us traveled together the whole time. It was not fun, by the way, but yeah, they had a massive touchscreen and it's super convenient. But your eyes are off the road almost as much as they're on, especially if you're in a town you're not familiar with.
Right. Because you're staring at the GPS and making sure that we're making the right turn.
And the whole thing is like, man, just listen to the GPS. You don't have to look.
Right.
If it says take the next right, just take the next right. You know what I mean?
I don't believe it, man.
I know. But if you didn't have the screen, you would just trust it. When you do have the screen, then you try to validate what it just told you. So you're staring at the screen as much as you're looking at the road.
It is, but also sometimes for me, I'm like, I know that turn's coming up, and like the GPS hasn't chirped at me yet.
Right.
Sometimes I feel like I glance at it just to know, like, especially with somewhere I'm not sure, like, where am I going? Am I making a left? Am I making a right?
You know what I saw a lot of, Ted, and it made me think of you, and I believe they beta tested these things there, but the Waymos.
Oh, yeah.
They are every freaking where. They're everywhere, man, constantly. And my wife and I were crossing the street. We're downtown at one point, kind of rush hour E, and I saw this thing coming, and I'm like, oh, crap. To its credit, it stopped, popped out its blinker, made a right, went away. I'm like, huh. And one of the mothers that was down there, she's like, I take them everywhere. I'm like, it doesn't freak you out. She said it freaked me out the first time, but she's like, I love them. So There's no conversation with anybody. They get me exactly where I'm going. I'm like, okay. They are everywhere.
Yes, sir. Having more kids was linked to faster aging in women.
Yeah, I bet.
What do you know?
They'll tell you that.
Cooking up a few more children will do that to you.
Yeah, most of the women I know with multiple kids, they'll be the first ones to tell you what science has just figured out.
Yeah, exactly. Put your thinking caps on, gents. Time for the Merriam-Webster word of the day. It's a Q word and a noun that I give you a 1% success chance.
Cool,
There's no
cool.
freaking way that you guys are going to get this done. But it refers to the essence of a thing. That is, whatever makes something the type of thing that it is. It's a Q word.
Quintessential.
Quintessential. I like it, but that is not the that's not the word. Any other
Q word? It's the say the definition again.
It refers to the essence of a thing. Whatever makes something the type of thing.
Quality?
that it is.
Quintessence?
Quality, quintessence. I like them both. Quiddity.
Quiddity.
Okay, yeah, I was
Quiddity.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the quiddity.
The quiddity of this one. Good news, the giant panda has officially come off the endangered list, boys.
Let's go hunting.
Would they birth a couple more? What happened?
They've got to have. I'm not positive. I know that's been the thing forever. It's like we've been throwing on panda porn inside of zoos, just F already.
But I feel like they endanger themselves.
Right.
I mean, and listen, because I feel like almost as long as I've been alive, they've been on the endangered species thing, all right?
Yeah.
But also as long as I've been alive, no one's been hunting them. China, quote unquote, owns all of them. They don't hunt them. And then when I see pandas on video, I'm like, they are their own worst enemy.
They are.
They are just so stupid. They're very cute. I like them, but they are dumb. They are a dumb creature.
They're the modern age dodo.
Basically.
They wouldn't have survived if we hadn't intervened.
This is what I'm saying, man.
A YouTube creator was able to earn $1 million over the last 10 years with their video of a fireplace that lasted 10 hours.
We overthink things, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
But then
I got $1 million idea, boys. It's a fireplace video.
It was over 10 years, though. So,
it's $100,000 a year.
That's true.
I would take that supplement to my income.
Yeah. And it's all during the holiday season.
That's wild.
Right?
It's like the seasonal thing. I only open like my popcorn shop in the summer. We make all of our money then. The next 9 months, I do.
There's a lot of fireplaces on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, whichever kind that you want, too.
What is your preference? Because I feel like, Ted, you probably watch them more than anyone I know. Because they have like the old-timey fireplaces. They have the modern kind
But you're
of ones.
thinking just about like Christmas.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other ones, too. Sometimes in the spring and summer, you could just literally... It's just like some dude set up a fire by this river and there's like stars out. It plays for like 2.5 hours. And then, listen to music. Be like, I'm out here by the fire.
You know, I'm going to do that.
All right.
I'm going to do that.
Good.
I mean, you have an actual fireplace.
Oh, no, I was going to like burn my neighbor's house down and just like watch this fire.
Look.
See who hooks on that.
Enjoy.
It is nice.
There's a shopping center in China with bathroom doors that turn transparent when cigarette smoke is detected.
Yep. I read that.
That's apparently
Say that again?
So it's a shopping center. When you go to the bathroom, apparently smoking in the bathroom stalls has become such a problem that they have stall doors that are made of a certain type of glass that if they detect cigarette smoke, it'll turn transparent so then they can see on the John smoking a cigarette.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I actually don't have a problem with it just because I'm a smoker, but if you tell me not to smoke indoors and I am sober, I am not going to do that.
Sure.
Right. I mean, it's an easy
When's the last time
thing.
you fired one up indoors?
Outside of Vegas? I don't know.
I was home for Thanksgiving.
I mean,
Well,
that's my point. I'm a smoker.
And it still doesn't feel normal.
It does.
I was going to say, I've seen you hammered plenty of times. I've never seen you light up one inside.
I've never lit, but we were in Alaska a couple years ago, and we were hammered, and the quickest way to get from point A to point B was to cut through this little downtown mall they have. And we're both smoking a cigarette. We walked in. It didn't even cross our mind. And then about halfway through our walk inside of the mall, it's like, oh, dude, we got like lit cigarettes. But I was drunk enough, like, let's just carry on.
Yeah.
And we walked out. But I mean, I still felt weird and bad, but no, I'd never.
Even in a casino, it's you. I still
I
look
know.
around like, is this smoking?
I mean, they
Not smoking?
hand you an ashtray and you're still like,
Dad, what day is it, my friend?
Tuesday.
Very good. It's also National Cheese Lovers Day.
All right.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I did not know this, but earlier today, I was making myself lunch. My wife had just bought like the little edible cheddar square things for my daughter, but I opened the bag, brand new, grabbed like 4 or 5 of them, and brought them with me, and I actually enjoyed cheese while sitting at the desk. I did not realize this was the appropriate day to do so.
Yeah.
Fancy man.
Look at me.
So I decided to look up the 10 most popular cheeses, just as far as your guys' own barometer there. What is your favorite type of cheese? Like, what is the cheese, if you were to get one? It doesn't matter the occasion, doesn't matter what it has to pair with. What is your favorite type of cheese?
It's too situational.
Okay.
Right? Cheddar.
It is. It really is.
Cheddar is very much a go-to. Swiss, I love on a savory side. If I'm eating a Reuben or something like that. Mozzarella, everyone's going to love, but I want it on pizza. But then whatever the cheese is they use in queso fundido, whatever, I swear to God, that stuff is
I think
awesome.
for me, the one that I would have the hardest giving up was Parmesan.
Oh,
I
that's
love
a good
Parmesan
call.
on pasta, lasagna, pizza.
Yeah.
I, as my daughters would say, give me the snow, Daddy.
Give me the snow.
They're kids.
Until they handed them a bag of Coke.
I mean, I got to feel like the cheese I eat the most is probably cheddar, right? But
what
like
I
you're
mean,
saying, like, Beecher's is great.
Beecher's is a fantastic
Sugar
damn
Gold
cheese.
is great.
Yeah.
I love blue cheese. Most people don't like blue cheese, but I think it's great.
I like blue cheese.
Mozzarella's hard to beat, too, because, I mean, I love string cheeses.
So have you ever had it baked? You ever baked a ball?
Baked mozzarella.
I have not done
Oh,
it
my
myself, but I've
God.
ordered it, man.
Oh, my God.
What do you do with that? Do you put it on something, or do you just glob to it?
Dip right into it with whatever you got. Crackers.
boy.
Yeah. Wheat thins.
All right.
Bread. You
Baked
name it.
mutts. Number 10 being a Monterey Jack cheese.
Nothing wrong with Monterey Jack.
A mild American cheese, often blended into Colby Jack or spiced as pepper jack.
Pepper Jack's fine. I do prefer Colby over the Pepper Jack.
See, and I prefer the pepper jack. I like a little zest in the cheese.
I don't mind it. I will never complain about it. But if they gave me the option, I would take Colby.
Okay. I like it. Number 9, they go with the Gruyere. Gruyere.
Yeah, I love Gruyere.
A hard Swiss cheese with complex, earthy, and nutty notes used in fondue.
It's from the hood, Ted.
Yeah. Is that the only cheese that they use in fondue? Now, granted, I'm sure that the fondues that I've tried have been fake cheeses or cheesy substances.
That is not
But
fondue.
No.
That's just goo, man. Right. Fondue.
Just dip it right in there. You know, remember when I was in school and they gave you the little thing of cheese and the pretzel? That wasn't Gruyere.
I don't enjoy that cheese, like the melty cheese, like nachos at the ball game or something.
Exactly.
And my wife loves it. So even, again, it's a volleyball tournament over the weekend. Like, let's grab something to eat. And I got little snack things around. And, of course, she got the nachos with the cheese. And I'm like, I know you got those so that you don't have to share. Because you know damn well I'm not going to eat any of that.
Because the cheese changes its consistency within, 3 minutes. You get one good
Yes.
dip.
And then
One
it turns to caulk.
Yes, it does.
Right, plug a drain.
And even then, you can't get to your seat before it develops that little skin that you got to peel off. God, I had friends that loved that thing, too. 10 most popular cheeses here on National Cheese Lovers Day. Number 8 to go with the Emmental cheese or the Swiss cheese. Known for its distinctive holes and mild nutty taste, ideal for sandwiches.
I do love Swiss cheese.
I've never jumped for it, though. That is a cheese that, honestly, if it wasn't at the show, I'd be okay.
Okay.
I'm a throw. It only shows up for me really in certain sandwiches. Where you're like,
but I love
ham and
it with
Swiss,
those
Reuben.
things. Yeah,
Good
Sure.
sandwiches.
Right, and it never bothers me that it's there.
Would you eat a slice raw? Because every once in a while we'll have just a block of Swiss cheese at home, and I will tear off a slice and eat it and be super happy.
Other cheeses for sure. The Swiss, I would be less inclined to do that.
Okay.
I wouldn't balk at it. Hey, Mike, you want a slice of Swiss?
Well,
Hell yeah.
Good
I'm in.
good substitute on that one is provolone.
Yes.
I love provolone.
I mean, think about it. When you French onion soup, when it's just baked on top.
Yeah, man.
Number 7 on the list, Miles. Provolone, an Italian cheese used in sandwiches and baked dishes with flavor depending on aging.
I mean, provolone.
Cheesesteak.
Yeah, especially if you're making an Italian sandwich. If I'm making if I'm gonna hey, I'm gonna make a sandwich or a sub at home, it's always provolone.
Yeah.
The problem is that I got a bad image of provolone when I worked in fast food because the place that I worked at, they called it provolone. And
But it wasn't provolone.
I was like, oh, that's just white cheese. Okay. And then all of a sudden it's like, no. Provolone's actually a cheese that you would actually want.
Okay.
What they're serving here probably isn't real provolone.
Okay.
The only issue I had with provolone, you were there 2 years ago. I made all those breakfast sliders.
Yep.
Wasn't the best cheese for a breakfast slider.
It melts. It's not that it melts too much, but it kind of dissolves away.
Yeah.
Cheddar kind of holds its. Like cheddar says, I will melt for you, but
It does.
also I will still be present when you take a bite. Provolone says you can melt me, but I kind of disappear.
But where he's going with, I think Swiss or mozzarella would have been better with that.
Yeah, and like you've heard me say it 1,000 times, if you're going to use American, to me it belongs on a cheeseburger or a breakfast sandwich.
Exactly. Number 6 being the Gouda cheese, a Dutch cheese, creamy and sweet when young.
I don't know. I'm coming around to soft cheeses.
With
I
nutty
like
notes
soft cheeses.
when aged.
Especially when they're warm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that still hasn't quite grown on me. There was a place out in Issaquah that had like a Gouda, a melty Gouda on a burger.
Okay.
Ooh, how Gouda was that?
I was pretty Gouda.
Very Gouda.
That was pretty Gouda. It tasted a little. I always use the term chalky. So there's a little dryness in
I know
there.
what you mean. Yeah.
So that was my only critique of it, but the flavor profile was really, really good.
I agree, dude. I mean, I like cheese. It's hard to find a cheese I don't like.
Number 5 being brie. I don't think I like brie. It's a soft, creamy French cheese with an edible rind, great for cheese boards.
Now, okay, so my thing with brie is fine when it's cold. I don't like.
She's right over there, man.
That's a good point. You know what? I adore that brie. However, the brie cheese, to me, it's better to melt with stuff.
It's already melted.
But like when they put it on the cheese board, you're eating it and it's fine. To me, it kind of has no taste then. But
yeah,
if we melt it, and like you can make it savory. Because people mix fruit with it. It's one of the few times you won't hear me bitch about eating fruit when it's with brie. People put savory stuff in it, and you melt it down in the brie, just kind of in a bowl. It's shockingly good.
Okay.
Eat some hot brie.
I think you got to get real brie,
I know.
too.
Now, look, we have a co-worker that works here now. Her name is Brie, so it sounds weird when you
She's a
say
whiz,
it.
man.
I'm just saying the cheese, man.
Yeah. You also got to get real brie.
Yes.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference.
I agree.
Ted, just the way you looked at Mike when you said that
Get
seemed
real
like a
stuff,
threat.
Mike.
You got to get the real brie.
No, just like
you know what I'm
my
saying?
buddy's wife, she'll always like wrap it herself and then bake it. And I was like, I don't like brie cheese. She's like, try it. I was like, well, like this. She's like, yeah, you probably are eating like a cheap, bad version.
Sure.
Not real brie.
And that's fair. 10 most popular cheeses here on National Cheese Lovers Day. Number 4, a feta cheese.
That feta's pretty good.
It has its place.
Yeah.
It does, and it's a salty, tangy Greek cheese, often crumbled over salads. That one took a little bit of a growth period on me, but it grew on me rather quickly.
I mean, it's very potent flavor, so if you don't like it, you don't. But, man, I'm telling you, my introduction to feta was through Euros.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Oh, hell yeah.
And if you don't have that, get crumbled goat cheese. That is amazing.
Parmesan at number 3.
Yeah,
Italy's
that's
hard,
me.
nutty, granular cheese, perfect for grating over pasta.
I just like the even sliced. I just like
the big slices, yeah, man.
It just there's a certain just taste to that.
Number 2, cheddar, a versatile staple ranging from mild to extra sharp, popular in the U.S. and U.K. Tillamook has a phenomenal cheddar.
Yes,
I
they
love their
do.
smoked cheddar as well, and that's got to be my favorite.
If you smoke almost any cheese, I like it 10 times as much.
You're probably right.
I'm also when I'm a grocery shopping, the cheese section is one of my favorites just to peruse.
Hell yeah.
Correct.
I'm just looking at it all like, oh man,
That's the one thing. If my wife drags me into the grocery store and I'm really not in the mood to be there, and I'm never in the mood to be there, but if I'm really bitching about it, she's like, look, go to the cheese section. I'm going to grocery shop. I'll meet you there. And she never takes too long if I'm over there. She can be gone for an hour, and I'm still just like, hey, we haven't tried this before. With mustards and relishes.
And according to this, the number 1 most popular cheese, the quintessential pizza cheese known for its mild flavor and excellent melt, mozzarella.
Mozzarella's hard to beat. It's good on its own. It's good on pizza. It's just awesome.
And it melts beautifully. Even when you kind of brown it, it just gets better.
One that keeps coming up in that area as well that I've tried multiple times and I just can't make it work is burrata.
Burrata is mozzarella.
It is, but
it's like soupy mozzarella.
It's so
That's the
flavorless.
one. That's the one you bake.
And it's an odd texture. I don't know. It's just I can't get my head around.
That's
Have
one
you eaten it hot?
That's one you stick in the oven.
Again, try it hot, man.
That's the hot ball.
Okay, I've only ever had it cold.
Treat it like look. I'll eat it cold too, but I'm saying treat it like brie. Get it hot and make. I know, Jesus
It
Christ.
should have a brown crust on top. Hook that, man. You will never go back.
I don't tell her tomorrow. You got to change your name.
A group in New York stole $100,000 worth of merchandise in an armed robbery, and you'll never believe what they put it all on the line for, Miles.
What did they steal?
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, we made it to drinking time.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. you're the toast of our shot of the day.
Good time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasted.
Yes, indeed. And before we get to the shot of the day, just a quick shout out to my son. Played in a volleyball tournament this past weekend. This was his first travel tournament as the setter for his team, kind of the quarterback of the volleyball team. You did an excellent freaking job, man. You were so good at it. And I'm glad you enjoyed it. Now, he didn't want to do it. The coach said, hey, man, you're going to do it anyway. He was nervous about doing it. It absolutely kicks ass. You were brilliant out there, man. Keep it up. And your freaking hair looked fine. Today, we toast 37-year-old Lindsay Jofisberg of Miami, Florida. So she ordered a Lyft from a Family Dollar store last week, and when the driver arrived, she asked them to help her load her bags into the back. He decided to oblige, be a gentleman. So while he was doing that, Lindsay went up front and got in the driver's seat and took off in the Honda Accord. She didn't get very far because the driver still had his iPhone inside the vehicle, which he'd been using for navigation. So the authorities were easily able to track it down using the built-in Find My Phone app that apparently she's unaware of. Now, Lindsay, and apparently, where do you think she drove the car to? She drove herself home, which is the exact same location that she had asked the Lyft driver to take her. And then when police arrived, she admitted to stealing it. And they're like, we know because you just did. But that's not all. The police also found a pink glass pipe with cocaine residue in her purse, along with a Xanax. She was, in fact, arrested and faces jail time. If you're going to steal a rideshare vehicle, one, they have your credit card information. That's why they showed up in the first place. Two, why would you go to the address that you asked them to take you to if the guy was going to take you there in the first place? You stole the car to get home, and the guy was there to take you home.
Not the brightest.
And now you're going to jail. Congratulate. You think that's the Xanax, or do you think that's the coke?
I think it's both.
You think the combo?
Yeah, combo.
Everything about that is stupid. But let's drink. We pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
All right, it's going to get tested on the line now for Profile This, 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Homes.com is the only place where you can find specialized neighborhood guides with the in-depth insider info home shoppers want. Very in-depth info. Want to know if there's homes for sale in the area? We've got it. How long has a home been on the market? We'll know it. Average lot size? Proximity to local parks? Of course. Insight into your neighbor's divorce? We're working on it. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
There are few things more fascinating than a child's imagination. You'll see it in the castles, the cities, and the spaceships they build, turning a few blocks into entire universes. Lego sets get to be a part of that from the very beginning. It's not just a toy, it's a creative building journey that grows alongside your child. Starting play as early as 1.5 with Lego Duplo, then transitioning to the smaller Lego bricks. And suddenly, those simple builds turn into detailed structures. That's the magic of Lego bricks. You're not just watching them play, you're watching their imagination expand. Learn more and start building today with Lego bricks.
Hey, it's Captain Ron, and as a Washington native, it's so important for me to work with companies who love it here just as much as I do. I want someone who calls it I-5 and not the 5, or laughs at me when I say I kind of miss the Tacoma aroma. That's why I use Pinky's Plumbing for every plumbing need I have. They're rooted in Seattle. They get Seattle. So remember, not all heroes wear capes, but in Seattle, our hometown heroes wear a big old pig on the side of their van. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
When your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
At Homes.com, we do whatever it takes to get you the in-depth info on local schools you won't find anywhere else. Things like student-teacher ratio, test scores, and school programs. And sometimes that requires attending school recitals. So many recitals.
That's my son. Isn't he terrific?
Yeah, a real prodigy. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Hey, it's Captain Ron, and as a Washington native, it's so important for me to work with companies who love it here just as much as I do. I want someone who calls it I-5 and not the 5, or laughs at me when I say I kind of miss the Tacoma aroma. That's why I use Pinky's Plumbing for every plumbing need I have. They're rooted in Seattle. They get Seattle. So remember, not all heroes wear capes, but in Seattle, our hometown heroes wear a big old pig on the side of their van. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
When your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
As Stephen Throw hooks and cleats everyone on Profile This is played.
Oh, I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Trevor. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Liquor and whores.
All right, Trevor, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. You have your choice today of one of three categories. Today, we offer you interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. Hit me with your best shot, where you guess the unconventional object that someone chose to use as a weapon. And finally, license to spill, where you guess the substance responsible for creating the mess.
Let's do some decorating.
All right. Here we go. Once again, we go back to 2025. That's the year that Defector.com researched the list of the strangest and or funniest things that people here in the United States got stuck in their backsides. Now, I'm going to give you four choices, and I want you to tell me the one thing that was not inserted into someone's rectum. Got it? Four objects. You tell me the one that was not lost in the backside. The shameful part is that this is the game at all. All right, so here are your four options. Which one of these four do you think in the year of 2025 doctors did not have to remove from someone's anus? Was it a turkey baster, a baseball, a turtle, or a sandal? So turkey baster, baseball, turtle, or sandal. Three of those things were, in fact, in someone's rectum last year. One of them was not.
I don't know. What do you think, Miles?
You say a turtle?
That is correct. Turkey baster, baseball, turtle, or sandal.
Shoot. I'm going to go turkey baster. Because it seems like the most, normal.
That seems like the thing you would put up there, like...
Hey, speak for yourself, buddy.
It's got to be sandal.
Sandal for Ted.
Yeah.
That just seems physically...
I was thinking sandal, too.
Okay, you guys are going to go sandal. What was not found in someone's backside last year? A turkey baster, a baseball, a turtle, or a sandal? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to The Men's Room.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
At Homes.com, we do whatever it takes to get you the in-depth info on local schools you won't find anywhere else. Things like student-teacher ratio, test scores, and school programs. And sometimes that requires attending school recitals. So many recitals.
That's my son. Isn't he terrific?
Yeah, a real prodigy. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Roots. Where you're from matters. What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. And I may be from the East Coast, but my roots are deep here in Seattle. Over 20 years deep. Just like our pals at Pinky's Plumbing. They're rooted in Seattle, just like me. And speaking of roots, tree roots are the biggest danger to your sewers and cost you thousands. So let your hometown heroes, Pinky's, get to the root of your plumbing problems. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
When your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's.
Debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Category is interior decorating a profile. This, we have a list released of all the things that people stuck in their backside in 2025.
Oh, yeah.
There are 4 options. One actually was not found.
Yes,
one was not found. So what was not found in someone's backside? Turkey baster, baseball, turtle, or a sandal?
You know, in a normal world, these numbers should be reversed. Like only one of these things was 3 of them weren't. But no, that's not the times we're living in. So 75% of the options that I gave you, Trevor, were in fact in someone's backside. Let us start with Miles Montgomery. You went with the turkey baster. I'm afraid that was in fact in the backside, which to be
sense.
fair,
I was trying to go for the most normal one.
I hear what you're saying as far as the dynamics and the shape. But yes, a turkey baster was in fact removed from someone's rectum. Now, Trevor, you agreed with D. Ted Smith. Both you guys said a sandal, because that is ridiculous. Doesn't matter.
No.
Where there's a will, there's a way, Trevor. You can get a sandal in your backside. I don't recommend you try it, but if you're that determined, it can be done. Now, keep in mind, apparently it's difficult to remove, but you can certainly get it in there. It was medically removed, a sandal. The thing that was not, in fact, in someone's backside was a turtle.
It was.
It was not a turtle. But keep in mind,
thank God,
a baseball had to be removed from someone's rectum, a turkey baster and a sandal, not a turtle. But hey, 2026 is young.
Now, for all TV news all the time, it is time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right. You got some choices today there, Miles. You got the Jimmys.
Fallon and Kimmel.
Seth Meyers. Stephen Colbert. Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there. The title is guys have teams to challenge the writer herself and come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine. Is this an actual late night joke and from whom? Or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
Last week, sheriff's deputy in Florida had to arrest a runaway emu after it kicked him. And the hardest part is the fact that the emu has no hands.
The Ted Smith.
Yes.
Yeah, it was me. I mean, I guess you cuffed him. Did you cuff his little legs?
I guess they ain't little, but yeah, I guess he had to cuff his leg.
Yeah.
Unless you got wing cuffs.
A video game developer announced last week that it'll release a new simulator game that follows around National Park Ranger as they maintain hiking trails and interact with guests. It's the game grandmas are calling just as fun as Call of Duty.
That's enough.
Fallon?
Seth Meyers.
A video game developer announced last week that it will release a new simulator game that follows a national park ranger as they maintain hiking trails and interact with guests. It's the game grandmas are calling just as fun as Call of Duty.
Beyond Meat is launching a protein drink. Finally, an alternative to my daily meat smoothie.
That's enough.
Fallon.
Damn it. Beyond Meat is launching a protein drink. Finally, an alternative to my daily meat smoothies.
An Australian woman woke up to find an 8-foot python coiled on her chest. And that's the end of 2-for-1 drink night at the Reptile House.
Seth.
Fallon.
That's Seth.
And finally, an Australian woman recently woke up and found an 8-foot python coiled on her chest. And that's the end of 2-for-1 drink night at the Reptile House.
That would just be terrifying.
Yeah. Like, I'm not scared of snakes, but if I woke up to a snake coiled on my chest, I would find that disturbing.
Worst be coiled around you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
She must have a very warm chest.
Well, you figure if you're in a bedroom, the human body's going to be the warmest thing in there.
Sure.
Yeah. It's one thing if it's a dog, but it's another thing if it's somebody else's snake. All right. Over the weekend, obviously, first thing we got, well, my buddy's traitor of a dog. I woke up with it next to me on the couch on Sunday morning. I told him, I said, your dog's a traitor. But the dog was fired up because Saturday night we would watch the Seahawks host the San Francisco 49ers in the divisional round. Thrill, to your credit, you had talked about it a couple times last week that Mike and I seemed awfully nervous about the game.
No, I understand. I just said, look, as a football fan but not a Seahawks fan, I look at it objectively. So you don't have the emotional connection. And I know it's a divisional rival, right, which makes everything juicier and all this. I was like, the Hawks are going to beat the 49ers. Just, there's no realistic way they win this game, barring the team bus crashing and injuring all the players. I did not think they would beat them that bad. But I'm like, correct. The 49ers, and I feel the same way with the Rams coming up. It's just the objective football fan. I understand what it is to love a team, and you just don't see things rationally. You're like, oh, my God. But, yeah, that game was brutal, man. That was a brutal game.
Yeah, and I mean, look, credit to the NFL, all good games except the Seahawks game, which is fine. As we were sitting there Saturday, and I said, man, the rest of the country is pissed right now. Because you got to keep in mind, that game was 5 p.m. for us. You live on the East Coast, that's 8 p.m.
I've been waiting all day for this.
Right, you've been sitting around. You've been fired up. But the first game was good. Beautiful sunny day. But you're right, man. People were fired up all day. I was on the late rail early. Go Hawks, this and that. Definitely had a few people like, you going to the game, huh? I was like, no, I'm just geared out with a backpack, but I'm not going to the game.
I look like I'm going to the game.
What the hell the Broncos going to do now? I mean, they're there. They're there.
They're going to lose. Yeah. I think the Patriots beat them with or without Bo Nix, but at least they can use this as an excuse for why the Patriots manhandle.
Yeah. I mean, right. And again, the Seahawks look so good. I would still be nervous. I'm still nervous about having to play the Rams.
Obviously.
Right. It should be better.
Would you sign Phillip Rivers?
I mean,
I'm just saying.
Well, now, of course, too, with the NFL, you have all these other questions, too, right? Like, there's all these weird stats that come out this time of year. Like, like one I heard either yesterday or today was that, like, basically, there's a coach and quarterback, and they don't win a Super Bowl within 5 years. They don't do it. Right, so think about, I mean, you could look at Lamar and
the Bills, the Ravens, right?
Right, so the main thing was Josh Allen, right? Because everybody's like, Josh Allen did the opposite of putting on the Superman cape.
Right, dude. Look, you got to hold the ball, bro. Right, we all say that. It happens. It was still a close game, and I think that's what bugged Josh Allen most. Like, you guys had 3 giveaways. You were responsible for 2 of them. You were still that close.
Yeah.
Right. And look, there's a million different plays that you can point to in any game that could change the tide of the game. But when you have turnovers on you, it's hard to look at, well, this guy missed the block. It's like, the turnovers are the killer.
Right. And I don't know what the answer is up there. I mean, hell, the coach got fired. It's like,
wow, I know. Like, people are on the Ravens about it. I'm like, well, he's been there for 18 years. Sometimes you just do. And honestly, this is the first offseason I'm excited about. Not excited, like positive, but excited where something entirely new is going to be there. It's been a long time. It's
kind of where we are this year.
But with Buffalo, I'm like, geez, guys. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's on the coach.
I don't think anyone expected the Patriots to be there.
No.
I don't think anyone expected the Seahawks to be there.
No.
I don't think the Rams are probably the only team where you think the beginning of the year.
I think people, if you knew football, people knew the Seahawks would be better, and they were a playoff team.
And that's what everyone said. They'll be better.
Right. You're right, though. I don't think anybody was picking them to win the NFC.
Denver, hell no.
And I would say the other thing, it's one thing to say no one expected you to make it this far, and there's teams that kind of limp their way this far. The way the Patriots and the way the Seahawks are getting there, it's by domination.
But I feel like
this isn't one of those things where, like, well, they got this lucky player, all this luck. I'm like, they're going out there and beating the brakes off of the teams that they have to play. That to me is the big difference.
I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl just because nobody I thought was going to be there. It's not the same crap. We have to think about Taylor Swift, or we can just watch the game.
Right.
Just normal people.
Yeah, and the way the NFL goes these days, you know what I mean? I mean, I think it's very rare to see Mike McDonald, the coach of the Seahawks, who in his second year.
He's not the singer from the Doobie Brothers.
I found that out today.
I always thought he was.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, honestly, like, look, also, shout out to the Niners for just being the jackasses they are. I mean, them dancing in that tunnel before they came out. It's on national TV. Like, I know obviously, we'll be booing the crap out of the Rams, but it is so much better to beat your rival at home in a game that mattered that much.
You know my philosophy of that stuff. And I always say that, and you and I've debated it for 20 years, and I'm always like, look, man, that's why I like the coach from Indiana. And they're like, why don't you smile? They go, why would I smile when we got a touchdown? So effing point. You don't smile for doing your job. You smile when you win the championship. And then he did. So when I see those guys buzzing around, and I get you're getting yourself hyped. I understand that. But when you're just cocky about it, I'm like, brother, you're about to go do your job. If you got a touchdown because you're a wide receiver and the quarterback threw the ball to you when you're in the end zone, like, be happy. But we don't need a big celebration. When you win the Super Bowl, say something. Otherwise, you did what...
Well, I get firing yourself up and this and that.
I get
it.
it.
I don't know. You guys been dancing out of these goddamn... into other people's homes for years, and it still isn't out.
Well, it's. I mean, who would have thought the division would be that strong? I mean, because
no one. 3 out of 4 teams.
That's what I mean.
Jesus,
man,
man,
that's pretty strong.
And
you got to play them twice.
And think about the records.
Now you got to play them 3 times. So,
yeah, I mean, like we've been, like, you know, Mike and I have been saying, like, this is like a revenge tour, right? You got the Niners at home, right? You had to beat them in their house to win the division,
right?
Now you have the Rams, who you've barely sneaked by the second game, right? Like,
they barely snuck by the first.
Correct. All right. And then, right, there's a chance you could play the Patriots in the Super Bowl. So, I mean, it is shaping up well to just be like, we are squashing all these demons. And I mean, look, we're still, 3 weeks out for the Super Bowl? And I've already seen that damn play with the Seahawks against the Patriots 10 times today.
Oh, they'll bring it up. If they both go to the Super Bowl, they're going to replay that over and over. But I will say this. I truly believe that the Hawks and the Patriots meet in the Super Bowl. I think they are the superior teams in their conference. I think the only team in the NFL, honestly, they can give the Seahawks a run for the money. Just the way they're playing is the Patriots, but I still think the Hawks beat them.
Yeah.
But I think, and who the F knows, I think it'd be a very good Super Bowl. And it is cool to have 2 teams that no one saw coming, and they're both just playing lights freaking out, man.
Yeah. I'd also be remiss if I didn't mention, yesterday we had the national championship game for college football.
Yes.
Hell of a job out of Indiana.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, 3 years ago, that program was an absolute dumpster fire. And keep that, like, look, I do cheer for the Huskies, but as a Maryland fan, I know what it's like to basically be a basketball school that
And
sucks
nothing
at
else.
football. Right? And now it's like I was talking about brother today. I said, if they could find a Signetti, like, Maryland's got to be able to find somebody. I know Loxley's still there, but Jesus Christ, all the guy does is recruit. They can't win a damn game on Saturday.
Now, Indiana, and the one thing I'll say about the coach that I love, remember when he first got the gig, I want you people know about you. He's like, I win, Google it. And that is a very cocky thing to say, right? No smile, he did not laugh. He made a point. And then you went out and did exactly what you said you do. I'm like, can the Ravens hire that dude, man?
I just wish that we could keep just once a West Virginian who stay in West Virginia and coach.
Is he a West
team.
Virginia guy?
Yes. It's like Saban, Booger, all these guys, man. Like, can we just keep one guy for our team?
Well, and just
throwing them all out there.
And also, like, look, we can argue all we want about the college football playoff. I said to my brother, well, it worked. The best team all year won the title.
Undefeated.
You can't argue with it. I still say 12 teams is enough for me if they want to make it bigger, but going to 24 is ridiculous. But also just it makes the regular season in college matter so much more.
Yes.
But credit this year, the playoffs, there was actually close games. And I mean, for the last game of the weekend, that was awesome last night.
That was fantastic.
Great way to end the football season. And just know those rosters will be completely different next year.
It's the first thing to tell.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Bridget in Spokane gets mad and peels the top off a double-decker bus. Meanwhile, because of the quick action of a line cook, his career gets a big plus. A woman in China has to apologize to her cheating husband for 15 straight days. After a break-in, I learned that collecting Pokemon cards actually does pay. And because of a TikTok challenge, one man is facing felony charges. It is time for headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my
All
car.
right, our top story. We go to New York, where targets of theft continue to get weird. A local store had only opened a couple months ago and was holding a community event with about 40 locals flooding the aisles of the store. That's when all hell broke loose as a group of armed robbers crashed the event, holding the customers at gunpoint as they emptied the shelves and made their escape. The store owner said that the robbery only took about 3 minutes for them to steal $100,000 worth of merchandise and are considering hiring an armed guard. Authorities are still on the lookout and are asking for any information regarding the group of thieves that stole $100,000 worth of Pokemon cards.
That's a lot. Damn. Is it a lot of cards or just a lot of money? That's always my question.
A bit of both. You know, the cards are not difficult to grab onto, and I would think that if you're rough with stealing the cards, it's going to bonk the value just a little bit. But the fact that there's $100,000 worth of Pokemon cards is insane to me.
Right.
In a 3-minute swipe.
And then who do you sell them to? I guess you already have buyers lined up, I would think.
Sure.
I think it's probably like art theft.
And
you don't just steal the Mona Lisa. You have a buyer.
Can you tell if they're stolen if you just put them online?
I don't know. I mean, look, my kids used to be in the Pokemon thing. I don't know that there's serial numbers or any identifying feature on them.
I don't believe so. There might be. I don't believe so, though. But it's so... You can hide them so well, and there's so many different channels of trading them around and whatnot that you do there. That it's $100,000 worth, but if they get $50,000 from all of it, like they didn't.
You
lose
got
a
them
penny.
for free, right?
Correct. So it's wild.
And that's amazing. Pokemon,
right?
Well, I know it's super popular, all these things, but in no way is it important.
Yeah.
Right? And you can make that much money off of that.
It's insane. In other news to China, where punishments can also be opportunities. A woman was devastated at the revelation that her husband had been having an affair with a coworker for the last 5 years. The infidelity tanked their marriage and put the cheated woman on a rampage, exposing their affair on social media, as well as the evidence of the act and their personal information. That's probably what got her into the most trouble. This caused a lawsuit from the new couple, who sued the woman for defamation and won. The judge ordered the woman to upload more videos to social media, all of which apologizing to her cheating ex and his mistress for the next 15 consecutive days. Side note, that's wild to me.
Are you kidding me?
This didn't have quite the effect one would think was aimed for, as she technically has apologized in every video. But she's also doubled down and continued to find ways to drag the couple while meeting court orders, and has become something of a celebrity in the area for her story and her videos.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Is ordered to make videos for the next 15 consecutive days and leave them up, apologizing to the two of them for the defamation. But she's using every opportunity to say, oh, by the way, he's into this, she likes that.
Okay.
And she just continues to go for it. It might still backfire, but also the idea.
Yeah.
That's wild to me. Wow, that's all I'm going to say about that. To Florida, where great decisions are made. Police got an anonymous call from someone informing them that there was an unauthorized individual inside of a closed local Walmart branch, having it on good authority that he was somewhere near the dog beds. Authorities arrived on the scene and investigated, finding a 19-year-old young man indeed hiding among the dog beds. When asked what he was doing there, he admitted that he was attempting a 24-hour challenge in which he would live stream on TikTok from the Walmart for 24 hours. Unfortunately for him, broadcasting a felony isn't the smartest of moves, and he was caught. He's now facing burglary and theft charges for taking a charger that was in the Walmart while he was in there. The key there is that he was 19. This is stupid things that 16, 17-year-olds do that they shouldn't, by the way. I'm going to double down on that, say they shouldn't.
But stop at 17.
Correct.
That's all.
Correct.
Just stop at 17.
Because it's a felony that will stay.
Stupid kid at 17. Right. Now you're a felon.
Correct.
Same stupid act. Much different thing.
Dumbass. Over to Spokane, where the public transit has taken a hit. A double-decker bus is believed to have taken a turn off route for an unknown reason, which took the bus under a railroad crossing. Bad news for all aboard. The bridge is a clearance of 12 feet. The bus is 13.6 feet. Do the math. This caused the bus to be scalped a bit, but bad enough to send 7 people to the hospital. The driver's been a part of the fleet for several years and is now on administrative leave as the investigation takes place and policies are reviewed. But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth,
thankfully there's good news.
We go to Texas, where good deeds don't go unnoticed. An elderly couple was on the way home from a medical appointment when their car was suddenly struck by another driver and sent spinning. The couple told local media that nobody stopped for them following the crash except one young man who worked as a cook at the local Texas Roadhouse. He sprinted toward the smoking car and pulled the elderly couple out from the debris to safety before taking off again, off into the day. They didn't even know who he was. They never got his name, but worked with local media to track him down. They found him at that Texas Roadhouse, and they had a reunion right there to thank him. At that reunion was the president of the local ambulance service. The young man had aspirations of becoming a nurse but couldn't afford the schooling, so the president offered him a full scholarship and training and job opportunity to work as an emergency medical technician, and he's already started that training.
That's how you know he's a cook. Yeah, I got to get to work, man. It doesn't matter what excuse I have. They're going to get
I deal with a smoky girl all the time in this car, no worries.
Yeah, no worries.
That's right. No worries whatsoever there. Men's Room Sports, big game for your Seahawks on Saturday up against the 49ers. That's 1 out of 3 that we need, boys.
Yep.
Number 2's coming up this later on this weekend on Sunday at 3:30. It's going to be a big one. Get all your people. It's going to be fun. As far as what you're going to watch tonight, you got NBA basketball over on Channel 5. You got a slew of college basketball on ESPNU, FS1, CBS Sports, and you got some NHL hockey over on TNT and True TV. As far as your weather, should be a low of 30 tonight with a few passing clouds, and tonight we're looking at mostly sunny with a high of 46. That's it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Hey, certainly appreciate it. We'll see you next time for the return of Who Sucks Less. The lovely Jolene is up in seconds.
Yes, indeed. It is all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Hold up, we got one play. Everything we work for comes down to this.
Quick question. Speaking of workouts, how would you rate your athletic program?
Bro, we're in the middle of the state championship.
Oh, so like a B+ then?
Dude, get out of our huddle.
Well, at Homes.com, we leave it all on the field to get you detailed information on local schools.
Off the field.
Off the field. Copy. All right, go sports.
How'd he even get in here?
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Roots. Where you're from matters. What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. And I may be from the East Coast, but my roots are deep here in Seattle. Over 20 years deep. Just like our pals at Pinky's Plumbing. They're rooted in Seattle, just like me. And speaking of roots, tree roots are the biggest danger to your sewers and cost you thousands. So let your hometown heroes, Pinky's, get to the root of your plumbing problems. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Donor-advised funds from DAF Giving 360. Your clients can donate cash, publicly traded securities, or appreciated assets like real estate. It's a simple, tax-smart way to give. Learn more at dafgiving360.org/advisors.
There are few things more fascinating than a child's imagination. You'll see it in the castles, the cities, and the spaceships they build, turning a few blocks into entire universes. Lego sets get to be a part of that from the very beginning. It's not just a toy, it's a creative building journey that grows alongside your child. Starting play as early as 1.5 with Lego Duplo, then transitioning to the smaller Lego bricks. And suddenly, those simple builds turn into detailed structures. That's the magic of Lego bricks. You're not just watching them play, you're watching their imagination expand. Learn more and start building today with Lego bricks.